Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Psycho's Platters, another episode powered by coffee each and every time. That is how this works. Believe it or not, safe and sound vag barely beat you, AC Mick. I'm not kidding. Like he squeaked right in there. Squeak. But hello, nevertheless. I did not have time to yeah, just hang on a minute. I didn't have time to alert the VC Justice League yet, and I've been a little behind. But in a way, in the end, hey Fred, how you doing? I hope you're doing well in Hartsfield right now. Tom's coming. Yeah, got for a while. Never what? Yeah, that picked is. Anyways, now listen. I do love you guys, but civil to saying you're not saying it's just up in the head, okay? And I'm just not. I don't mind some nonsense, but I don't want too much. I'm lagging pretty bad, huh? Well, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. Sorry about that. Maybe last night. Last night was I was cutting a new episode, and it went like for 1 second it like flicked, and I'm like, oh, but yeah, like my camera just went and I saw that, but I'm like, it automatically adjusts. Go figure. Anyway, sorry if I'm lagging, but it is what it is. I can't really that very well. Oh man. So we're here another Wednesday, and before we really get into things, all right, before we get into things, there we go. I love this chair, but sometimes it's just I have to find my safe spot. Like Psycho's got a safe spot. Prayers to all still in the Carolinas, Tennessee, Western Kentucky, and down in Florida. I'm told they did their final evacuation warnings earlier today. They're looking at about 9 p.m. Eastern Standard, roughly, is when it's all supposed to come in. I don't know. Too many things going on. Hey, honey, sorry. Like I said, I didn't have time to alert the Justice League. I was just hoping that maybe some people would pop up. It's my fault. It's always my fault. That's not like that's on me. It's my fault most of the time. Yeah. Hey, it's Fat Albert. Anyway, sorry if I'm lagging. Hopefully it'll fix itself, because I am not going to shut this off and reboot. But so hopefully it will not be so devastating. I still feel bad. And hopefully Jeff will allow me to mention this, but Jeff Allen, I remember, came back to me privately and said, after 9 days without power, they finally got power. I was very happy about that. My little, I can't even call it a little tornado, but my little tornado episode, we only lost power for half that, 4.5. But boy, I listen, I don't envy the cleanup crews whatsoever. And so we got to thank them when this time comes, and the electric companies for installing things back. I saw a video. I don't know what Walmart in Carolina, but the water, I would say, was between knee and waist high. Everything's, damn it. I mean, when this all gets said and done, all of it's going to have to get thrown out except for the stuff that's on the tippy top of the shelves. I'm just like, oh boy, and I don't know about you guys out there where you live. It's kind of goofy. Now remember, I'm in Northwest Arkansas. Now, I work for Walmart. That's not a secret. But there is other Walmarts around here that are having, it's a combination of things. Either it's a mixture of that the toilet paper, this is shades of 2020. Okay, it's not completely sold out, but it's at least usually at 80%. It's at 80% sold out, and it's either between the suppliers, okay, and and I'm sitting here and I'm going, well, hang on a minute. There's paper mills on the East Coast. Why does the Midwest have to be punished? And that's not a slam on the East Coast, by the way. I mean, if they're affected, they can't do it. That's all there is to it. Okay, hang on a minute. I am so far behind, so let me go back on this. Okay, please. No, it's not. Everyone knows everything. Always my fault. You're good. Well, it's not always your fault. Hey, James, how are you? And I don't know. Glad to see you here. Sup, James? No, long time no chat. Double D. Hi, Beetle Babe. Has your pulse returned to normal? See, okay, now I didn't get to see the show. Okay, I saw like the first, because I had to get, I did comment for 2 seconds, I think, but I had to get ready to get prepped. I ended up going down to sell some stuff because I needed. Oh yeah, sorry, I just saw it. Did that for 2 seconds. I have a feeling it's going to be one of those shows, but just bear with me, guys. Yeah, I want Jen. I don't want to make your blood boil, but I don't. Do I just need to if the stream is still up for RG, I'll just watch it instead of making you ask for cliff notes. But yeah, Rob's voice can make anybody puke. What, did he go nuclear? I'm telling you. Possible show of the year. Can you imagine VC award and the show of the year goes to, if my theory's correct, he turned tail and fled because he knows he's culpably. I like that. That makes a great Scrabble word. Responsible for Ray's shit if he was behind that. So it was a total shit show. Them safe. Oh yeah, see, if it's up, I'll watch it. But if it's not, I need Jen to give me cliff notes. But I don't want to make your blood boil. Yeah, you kind of have been out of the loop a little, Fred. No offense. I've been out of the loop too, though, for 57 years. I must be because I haven't used it. See, okay, look. I've only ever interacted with Ray once, and I think I barely said like 2 sentences. 2 sentences. And he goes to fucking insult me. And I am just like, nope, not dealing with that. Don't even know you that well. But I'm like, you already are aggressive. No thanks. I ain't in the mood. At 3 times speed, maybe I can get through a minute. Yeah, right. I think he was behind the list. Uh-oh, there was a list. Ah, shit. At least explain. I'll get Jen up here if Jen wants to come up here, and I hope she does in a minute or two. Okay, so just bear with me, my favorite people, which is all of you. You're my favorite people. A dozen ways, very detailed, of how he felt I should. Oh, that ain't not. Yeah, we need to find out. IR used to be. That's right, and he did. And I don't remember what he said. Okay, because I remember that. I think it was before I started going on. Oh boy. Oh, sorry. I just saw that froze again too. Damn it. This is going to be one of those. Oh well, I can't do too much about it. So, ladies and gentlemen, show number 800. Now, or excuse me, episode, I typed episode 800 because I know Jen thought, she's like, we've had 800 shows already? No, I misspoke. But if you were to go look on my channel description, maybe not this minute, it still might be at $7.99, but after today, it'll be 800. And, these 800, I never thought I'd do 800. I should have done a hell of a lot more. I've been on 13 and a half years, but you see, life gets in the way. You know how that goes, everybody out there. But I have enjoyed, doing mostly all of them. I'd say there's probably 10%, maybe 5% that I made under the state of depression, which is you take a left at Rhode Island and so show 800, Sanctuary and an Empty Glass, the Wonder of It All. Yeah. Now I know people are going to figure some of this out already. They'll be like, oh, I know what this is. Well, you will get to that in a minute, all right? Though totally his face when you appeared was one of barely disguised. Oh, this is, oh boy. Yeah, yes. Wow. Just wow. Oh, hell yes. So, you know what? Release, release the hounds, the dogs of hell. Release the dogs of hell on the appropriate parties. Yeah, I said that. Especially since, I don't want you to ever have to do that again. You come to me first, or one of the people that come to first. Yeah, well, it is sticks and stones, but still, it's not. In the Bible, they've even go off and say that the tongue can be very sweet or very deadly in its praises and its slaughterings. I'm paraphrasing all that crap. And people keep putting it down, Paul. That's terrible. You know what? And here's the thing. I don't fucking understand it. Okay? What the fuck did I do to those people? It's up their ass. I don't even really give a thing. I don't give a shit what they fucking think about me. But let's make something perfectly clear that if I started some shit, okay, let's say this is an example. Let's say I started some shit. Wait a minute. Oh, anyways. Oh, Jesus. Now who's trying to call me? Mom, I called you. I talked to you already today. Sorry. Prayers to my mother. She's got hip issues. Anyways. What the hell? What in God's name? Okay. All right. That was weird. Yeah. I closed all the tabs. Microsoft just popped up out of nowhere. I know you're tired of being harassed in the VC. This is down to a select people. But as I was getting ready to say before that Microsoft bullshit, we are better than words. It's just the point. It's the point of intent that's behind them is what I don't like. Okay? I'm going to tell you something. I have been doing live streams for about, what, 3.5 years, whether it was when I had good equipment, shitty equipment, whatever, okay? I was never out, I said this to somebody this week already. I'm going to tell you something. I can't believe I'm telling you this. In my life, I never meant to hurt anybody, anyone. And I know I did. Intentionally or unintentionally. I never meant to. Some of the people I got to apologize and admit my sins and get healed in my heart. But I didn't do jack shit to anybody in this fucking universe that we have, known as the VC. I didn't do jack shit. So the people that have an issue with me, go stick a 12-inch up your ass. Yeah. Yeah, I said it. I said it, and I'm not going to regret it because the fact of the matter is I never did jack shit. Mason, you're another one. You never did jack shit. People would go after your ass.
I
Jeff,
mean, I don't know if people
nobody did
are,
shit to you
but if
that
they
I know
are,
of.
then they can
Or
have
you,
their own opinion
wait a
on
minute.
me. I don't really care at this point.
I cannot, my mind cannot work today, guys. I am so sorry. I'm having a processing problem. And Mason, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I apologize.
Well,
But
I
give
was
me
just
one.
I was just following up. Like, if people are, if people do have a problem with me, that's their own opinion, and I really don't
Right.
care.
But I
They
still
they
don't
can
like
say
it when my
whatever they
friends get hurt.
want, but I'm just gonna stick to my guns.
I know, but I don't like it when my friends get hurt. You want to know something?
Well, I
Okay.
don't like when my friends get hurt either, and that's where I will have a problem with
Right.
people when they're talking shit on my friends.
Right. I've had very few fights in high school. In fact, I could tell you my win loss record was 1-1-1. It was 1 win, 1 loss, 1 tie. Well, that's only because the principal fucking showed up and tore us new ones.
Lame.
Point is, okay, is that I'm normally not a fighter, okay, but I will say this. I tried, okay, and this was my choice to defend the underdog because I was an underdog too. And I'm not talking about with Polly Purebred, although I bet you she would have been decent. Anyways, the thing is, yeah. So the thing is that I need Jen. If it doesn't make your blood boil, can you give me Cliff Notes of today?
That basically was the Cliff Notes. Was by the time I showed up, he split instantly. But everybody was airing their grievances with him, and he was either
Who's
addressing
him?
them, rice patties.
See, and this is okay. Rice, you're probably watching this, or somebody's going to give this to him. I was on one episode of Rice a long time ago. This was before the controversy, whatever the damn controversy is, because I don't even know what the damn controversy is anymore. I guess it pays to have a memory that kind of is wiped out at least once a week. Okay, so I don't know what the controversy ever was. But Jesus Christ. Okay, there's a small amount of, and I mean children. What I mean is preteens and teens that collect in the VC, and you got to be 13 years old to have a channel, I think, right, or 16.
Yeah, 13.
Point of the matter is, the rest of us are supposed to be grown ass adults. Now, I'm not going to point names. If the people that are butthurt by that statement, obviously you're in the group, aren't you? Jesus Christ. Like we have. The thing is, okay, and let's not forget this, that we could always flip to a different fucking channel. That's right. I understand that. I've been told that privately. I understand that. But there is a thing where, and I know I'm not going to mention names because I really don't remember them. I know 2 channels that got taken down because YouTube finally did something because a whole bunch of people ganged up and got them. But it took a long time.
Right.
And then what? He'll just disappear, and they both
come back under another one.
Exactly, like a few months later, and I'm just like,
if even. But yeah, so I mean, he was very smug. He was all proud of himself with the fact that he encourages certain people to go off and make all the troll accounts and fuck with people. He was smug about it. So I was gonna have a go at him. I was like, really? Really, you have no problem encouraging these channels doing this stuff. So tell me, how much of what Invisible Ray did was you're doing then? I wanted to point blank put him on blast in that moment. Second he saw me, gone. Before I could get a word in.
I hardly know of what's going on.
It has been a while, my friend.
Did you mention that Invisible Ray had something to do with all of this?
Oh yeah.
Okay then. Well, I've known Ray to be that kind of character in the past. I just
Ray spent 3 months at the start of this year just making up any bogus bullshit he could about to drag my name for months on end because he found it funny. Not because any of it was true, but he would take like something that had like an inkling of truth in some shred and then spin his own version of it and then put it as truth and make like an hour, 2 hour long live stream out of it. Day
Well,
in, day out for months.
Guilty as charged. I mean, me and Ray go way back. He can be fun to be around at times, and there's even a video on his channel of some of my early live
Once
streams
upon
with
a
him.
time, I used to be in with Ray. Once upon a time. Like, I
Yeah,
understand.
and
but
I actually encourage some of y'all to go over to that channel and watch that video. It is pretty funny. I'll admit that it is genuine. Some of the clips from my old live streams that he captured in that video are pretty fucking funny.
But then at some point, I don't
But
know
at some
when it
point,
switched
the
to.
humor you take the humor a little too far.
This went more than a little too far.
Okay, yeah, well,
And the thing with the list was months after that, even. He had been like silent for months, and then I get this message out of nowhere. I was just like, what the fuck was that? And as much as I shouldn't have let it get to it, got in my head. And it got in my head in a bad way. And I think he knew exactly what he was doing, or Rice did if he's the one that put him up to it, or the two of them together. I don't know. But the look on Rice's face today kind of told me everything I needed to know, that he had some hand in this.
Sorry, I'm writing something that you'll all get to see in a minute.
Okay.
I've been listening, though.
What the hell is happening in the chat? Is that aimed at me?
Who?
What you just put in the chat?
Absolutely not.
Okay, I was like, what did I do? I'm just telling you what happened.
No, I'm talking to the people that are in this, in the sidebar.
Okay. Gotcha.
And I'm just like,
Gotcha.
Sorry, guys. I didn't mean to have dead air.
right. So
It's okay. While you do that, I'm gonna run, grab the mail real quick, come right back.
Okay, that's fine.
Paul, my whole point about it is, and I'm not trying to shoot darts at the invisible one here when I say that, I used to be friendly with him back in the day, and he used to be pretty funny at times, but and it can happen with anyone. Humor, there is a point where humor can go too far.
Not thumbs down, Fred. I just was I was pointing bad. That's right. I mean it. This Fred statement here, okay? And some of you people don't like Fred either, but Fred and I have a personal connection. So no apologies needed. Agree to be friendly from here on out, and I'm damn serious about this. I'm talking now on this. This is how it stops. No one needs to concede anything. Both of you just shake hands and stop. But if you can't shake hands and stop, both of you pretend that the other one doesn't exist anymore, because it's not going to happen anymore on this channel. I'll start deleting things that need to be deleted. Right. I don't want to do that. I've had a lot of shows. I only have had to start deleting things, 1 or 2 shows ago? Okay, right. Now listen, I'm willing to put you up as long as it doesn't go nuclear. Can you shake your head yes or no? Thank you. You'll see why. Now I'm saying, if it gets too overdone, you know what the rule is going to be, right, sir? So, okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Now, I mean it. I'm not taking sides. I'm not. I'll never will. I just don't want this shit anymore. I am so tired of all of it. And I'm not accusing you. I'm not accusing you, but I'm just throwing
I didn't do it. I didn't do anything.
I'm sick of your side.
I don't think anyone said you did.
What do you expect me to do?
You are I apologize, but you're very, very quiet.
Okay. What do you expect me to do, Paul?
I just wish none of this shit would happen. Why is it that all you people, and I'm not just you, I'm not singling you out. Why does all this shit happen? I don't get it. What started it?
You don't understand. You don't understand that I have no control over this, but you treat me like I am responsible.
Whoa. What did I just say? I said I wasn't singling you out.
This guy. I cannot control this guy. You understand that, right?
I understand. Somebody also has an echo. Is it you again, Richard? I'm gonna find out.
I did what I was supposed.
Will you please speak again?
I said I cannot control another person in another country. I don't know why you keep telling me that I need to settle with this guy. I set up a chat room. I set up a chat room last night. I hear an echo in the background. And this was an attempt to have a civil conversation with the vaginal account last night, but he kept laughing it off and making fun of me. And I can't control this guy. It's time to start for every channel to just start blocking it because it's bullshit. He's after one person and it's me. I could care less who it is, but I'm a content creator. I make videos, live streams, right? I don't deserve this. I don't deserve to be harassed. People looking at my personal information, where I work, how much money I make, speculating how many women in my apartment. It's ridiculous. Nobody does that to anybody on this panel.
Right. No,
okay, so here's an idea with that in mind right now. Write something in the chat, a random word, nothing he's just written. Don't tell us till after what it is. Then we'll know which one's you and we can block the other one and that'll be that.
Safe and sound vagina. I'm not safe and sound vaginal audio excursion. It's as simple as.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the fake pumping vinyl. Sorry.
Yeah, well, he's also running fake pumping vinyl accounts. Look, I'm not.
I'm gonna get some coffee. Excuse me. Keep going. Keep going.
I do not like I said previously. I really don't care who's running the account. I want to be left alone. All right, it's not that
and that's
much
fair.
to ask for. But let me say this: if I were a woman and someone were doing this to me, then everyone would be taking it way more seriously than they are. But I've said how many times, you're trying to find out how much money I make, you're speculating the women in my life. Nobody in the BC deserves anything like this. I consider it harassment. I consider it sexual harassment. But because I'm a dude, nobody gives a shit. And I'm sorry, ignore them and they will go away. No, it doesn't happen like that. I have been ignoring him, and they continue creating new accounts, mocking a former relative of mine. It's completely disgusting, all right?
In my defense, each channel I've seen it happen on, I have told the moderator you should really block all the fake accounts, and no one's done it. So, I mean,
right.
I'm just saying, that would be the logical answer here, is just do that and move forward. And every time a new one pops up like whack-a-mole, just block them and keep moving on with your life.
It's the single biggest cancer in the VC right now, okay? Remove all this bullshit and watch my attitude get way better in the VC. Watch it happen.
I'm sure.
But not kidding. He continues to make excuse after excuse why it's okay to stalk and harass me. Cyber stalking. It's called cyber stalking.
And that is illegal.
Yeah.
Will, I love you. I don't want your blood pressure going.
And
Will?
Also, in Rachel's Ghost chat, nobody talks to you, dude. All right? Everybody's sick of your name. Everybody's tired of it.
I'm sick of my name too. Will, I love you. Please lower your blood pressure for yourself. That's all. I don't need anybody stroking out here. That'd not be fun at all. And we don't want. I'm going to say something here about Will. Okay. Now, this is the one thing I can guarantee you. Okay. This man knows his music. I've seen him spin his music. Yeah. He's got some cool fucking records. I will tell you that. There's a couple I've seen in the soul and the psych department. Yes, I did watch part of your video. Oh, hang on. Oh, and the Nick Lowe. Hang on. And the Nick Lowe, which that one is a damn good album. I've had that. I gave that to a friend. Jesus of Cool. Probably one of his best fucking albums that Nick Lowe ever did. Seriously. So from here on out, okay. And what I mean by that is I'll do the best I can on this particular episode, but I'm going to start cleaning house because I love you people, but I'm not going to deal with it anymore.
Cool.
Yeah. So yeah, well, like I said, okay, I wasn't singling you out. I'm not singling any of you people that are out there out. Okay. It's just on my channel. All right. I don't want it because I'm not Rachel. Rachel's Rachel. All right. And like Will is Will. I am who I am. Jen is who everybody on this panel. We are all different people, and we can put up with certain things and not certain things. I mean, shit. I don't know. It's kind of funny, I guess, in a way. And then I'm going to drop this because I'm done talking about it because I'm sorry about this, gang. But I mean, in real life, because this isn't real life.
No.
This is something else. I mean, it's real, but it's not. Is what if you can understand that, which I know you can. But in real life, even I don't put up with like that shit doesn't happen in my world. Now I can't say it about other people's worlds, but when I come on here and do my thing, or I'm watching RG or Mayo, or I guest on other people's, and I do see it on the sidebar, and I'm like, what the holy hell? I mean, if it's not my channel or RG's or Sarah's channel, I mean, Jesus, it gets old.
It's why I stopped doing live streams, because I really got sick of putting up with it.
I understand. I'm not going to stop doing them.
No, and you shouldn't. I'm glad you have. I'm just saying, for me, I was like, for me, it was easier just fucking stop doing them.
I said this when I got originally crucified over at RG's, okay, by you know who. Who the hell is the guy with no nose in Harry Potter?
Voldemort?
That one. Anyways, when Voldemort thought he was being funny, and what did I do? I came back. I disappeared for a few days because I had shit to do, and I came back. I'm too old to put up with people's bullshit, but I'm also not afraid of anybody either. Okay, it's just that I don't know. It's like I said this to Rachel and Matt, because I think it was Rachel and Rob, because they were the only other ones up there. Maybe somebody else was too. And I said, you know what? I said, no offense. I've been here 13 and a half years. Going to be 14 pretty soon. And I'm going to still be here when your channel are gone.
And you probably damn well actually will be. So.
Because I try to do the middle ground. I actually try to keep with the purpose of my show. And that's what I usually want to do. And these people out here want that. And you people on the screen want that. And I'm just the idiot moderator. Now, Richard, I'm going to unmute you, but I want to see if you still got that damn echo, because it's you. Somebody, okay, hang on a minute. Yep, you still have it. Damn it, Richard.
I don't understand what
I don't either, but now you're muted. I can't deal with it. Anyways, so I apologize. I'm so far behind in the comments.
Maybe he should try putting in headphones, see if that helps.
Hey, yeah, Richard, put in headphones. That might tamper it down. I don't know. Headphones, Richard, headphones. Yeah, Dolan's, that's right. Go headphones, Dolan's, headphones.
I think he's nodding his head, saying that he doesn't own a set.
Oh, I'm sorry, Richard. Damn it! I didn't know I unmuted you.
I don't have a head.
Ladies and gentlemen, maybe this is going to be the second shit show of the day. The first one being RG's, and the second one will be mine. I give up.
I want to before everybody else speaks, I want to say something in relation to the conversation that we're having today. I wasn't around for whatever it was that went down. I don't know anything about who started it or anything like that, but all I'm going to say is I like going to streams like Paul's because, like he said, it is the middle ground. It's not over the top. You can actually come in here and just hang out and have a good time. No drama.
That's what I like about it too. So
we try here, guys. We do.
So yeah, that's why I enjoy being over here.
Good to see you. I missed you. I miss you. I know you're busy doing 50 different things. I understand that.
Yeah.
Are you done with the project yet?
So close. I'm looking at the book.
Shit.
I'm looking at the book now. I'm in the last sort of 50 pages or so.
Ooh, you're at the tunnel. You can see the light at the tunnel.
I certainly can.
That's not the only project, so.
Yeah, I was going to say I'm juggling quite a few.
Thank you.
But
That's
yeah,
what we try for, Zeb. Zeb, you're a good guy. Okay, Rich. I don't know. Zeb, you're a good guy. He's been a fan of mine since I started doing these things. Oh God. All right. Oh boy. All right.
I was going to say there's a light at the end of the tunnel. I just hope it isn't an oncoming train. That's
Gotcha. I'll tell you. Yeah. Let me steer off all of the other things in a minute here. All right, so I'm gonna make myself big for a minute. All right, appreciate you 29 people who will be probably rewatching this later for your patience. So we'll get to the channel title of Sanctuary in an Empty Glass, The Wonder of It All in a minute. This video,
I think I know part of the title.
No, of course you do. You do too. But there's a reason why here. So today, in tribute to S.S. Priest, who was the guitarist of D-Malls. Now, D-Malls, another Chicagoland band. In fact, I only have the cassette. I've never found the vinyl, and I don't think they ever made a CD of this, although it could be wrong. From 1984 to 91. And also Artie Badalci, who was the drummer of Hartsfield, passed away September 30th in his sleep. He was on at least several of the first albums in the 70s. And if you've never heard of Hartsfield, it's country rock, seriously, from the Chicago suburbs. So go check that out. Now, the title for today, Sanctuary in an Empty Glass, The Wonder of It All. So I ended up getting some Goodwill finds and some half-decent Goodwill finds, too, from a Goodwill that I haven't gone to, and because were under major construction for like 6 months. I'm not kidding you. So it's been close to a year. And the first 2 boxes had literal Mantovani crap. Sorry, Mantovani fans. And so I definitely found some things here. Yes, Mason and Richard could turn this country around. So we start off with, of course, from, that's right, Jay Giles' Sanctuary. November 1978, 49 on the U.S. charts, and One Last Kiss squeaked into the top 40. This was at number 35. This was the first album from transactioning from Atlantic label to EMI America. Here's the front, here's the back. I do love me some Jay Giles. It really doesn't, except for that you're getting even, well, you're getting odd. Oh, God. And then you've got, for a nice intersect, I wish I hit the color. These were $2.99 each. So, but you know what though? I got to tell you something. Very, very clean. Ooh. Of course, you're going to have custom labels. Wow. I seriously, there was a lot. I mean, I'm not kidding when I say that I probably got, because I saved some for next episode, but yeah, the lady went off and said, I never hit the color at Goodwill. I don't know if you guys ever do, but it's like I miss it by like that much. And they're like, oh, yeah, we're going to change the color to that tomorrow. Hell, that's a lot of fucking good. It's going to do. Anyways, then Jen's guess is correct. Yeah. You see, but here's the thing. I thought I had a copy of this. I don't.
Well, now
you don't. I remember, though, when I was a kid, I did buy this, okay, because it wasn't brand new, though, because I didn't know this album existed until MTV.
Oh, okay.
When they showed Let My Love Open the Door, which was your number
top 10 hit.
Yeah, Rough Boys, number 89 in the charts, go figure. I love both of those songs, okay?
I do, too.
The lyrics for Rough Boys, though, when I was 14, and I'm sitting there going, and I remember...
I think I was about the same age when I got the album, and I was going, is he...
Exactly. Yeah.
Yep.
Rough Boys, I just want to kiss you. It's like, right. And the whole empty glass thing, which, of course, is funny because, of course, you see the booze right there, right? But for the people out there, it is, how do I want to say this? Not exactly a religious proverb, if you will, but as you guys know, Pete was into, can you say it better than me, Jen?
The Mayor Baba?
Thank you. And it has to do with that. And I guess the saying actually was Peruvian in nature, or at least the concept was. Now, this here, who's eating peanut brittle? you got your lyric sleeve here, and of course, being for 1980, it's going to be the Asatco label. I really am happy to have this. I am a Pete fan, but I will say this. I remember getting Who Came First.
Yeah.
And I scratched my head a little back then on the Who Came First one, okay? And I know because it probably was because of the leanings of Mary Baba. I hope I'm not saying that right. But when we get to this,
definitely thought you said Mary Poppins for a second. I was like, that's
almost
not it.
Mary Poppins. Delightful, Mary, delightful. And so with this one here, April 1980, it came out. We already talked about what the hits were. Kenny Jones and John Rabbit Bundrick, who of course were members of the Who at this time frame. And then you also get most of Big Country. I don't know if Big Country was around in 1980, but if they're not, they pretty much probably started with this. And, well, it was a slight hint because I mentioned one of them in tribute. Hartsfield was on Mercury Records. The Wonder of It All was their second LP. And really cool stuff. Like I said, if you guys dig your country rock, I think you'll dig this. Now, of course, I kind of like the artwork for some of this. These guys, like I said, Chicagoland band. This is your old school because this was transitioning in '74, which is where this was made. If I remember correctly, later in the years when you start getting the Chicago skyline, which everybody is used to, if you've collected the original Def Leppard records, the Rainbow records, at that time you'll start seeing that. And that is the title of today's thing.
And I had no idea you were going to have that in there, and yet I had my Townsend shirt on. So.
Yay! Wait a minute. We need to see that. Yeah.
That one.
I love that shirt and the contents of it. And did somebody say Poppins? You betcha. He got that. Taking you to the promised land. Look, who are you talking about?
I got the Pete Townsend one. That was my only victory. I got that.
Testing. Can you guys hear me?
Yes,
we can.
Does it sound better or worse than before?
I think it's about the same.
The quality's fine. It's just a bit louder than everyone else.
Yes. Now say Control Tower to play.
Romeo Whiskey Bravo.
Yeah.
Well, I just decided to put headphones on to try to block out outside noise, but I was experimenting with these yesterday, and they were like, "Yeah, you sounded underwater or far away or something like that." When I was trying to do it with these.
Seb, I didn't kick him out. He kicked himself out. His innocent hypnotic eyes. I sense a love connection. Wait a minute. What is Will's avatar? I like that too. Dolan, if you want to come on here. Although chances are you'll be muted. Sorry,
so what's
Nolan.
the point?
I don't well, look. So that he can, so that Seb can look at his hypnotic eyes. Look at this. I'm almost sounding like a squeaky.
I've got a question about the Pete Townsend thing, and I know that either Jen or yourself will be able to ask. I mean, I love that album. The, Let My Love Open the Door, and all that sort of stuff. But you said it was half a Big Country. Is it just Mark Brzezinski on drums? Because there's the Brzezinski brothers, isn't there? I think they did that.
I don't think so. Since that's why they had Kenny Jones there.
Or is it Tony? Yeah, exactly. That's the point. Was it? Who's on bass, for instance? Is it Tony Butler from Big Country?
I'm typing this up right now. By the way, we'll have this solved. Okay. Even if my DJ.
I know Mark Brzezinski did play for him, but I thought it might have been more White City. But then was that Simon Phillips?
You know, I got to tell you the truth.
Right for White City.
White City was probably the last album I think I bought from him from quite a while.
Well, that was the last one he did for quite a while until Psychedelic, and then there weren't anymore.
See, thank you. There, no wonder
He only
why.
did a few solo albums, really, if you don't count the live ones.
All right, so here we go. So obviously Pete Townsend, you got Rabbit. Okay, Tony Butler on bass.
That's the big country bass player.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 of the songs. Then Simon Phillips on drums. For 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tracks. I don't know who James Asher is. I'm an idiot. He's on 2 tracks. Kenny Jones is only on 1 track, and that's Rough Boys. So yeah, so you got
I find
that.
it interesting that we have both Kenny and Simon there. This must be the transition period from when they were about to switch from Kenny to Simon on the tours.
Because Simon's in the deep end stuff, isn't he?
Yes.
Because he was,
and he was also on like the later '80s Who tours before they got back in '94.
Yeah, he gave me one of my most satisfying as a drummer. He gave me one of my most satisfying moments where you look at someone like Simon Phillips playing and you think, I'll never be able to be like that. I'm hopeless, and I still will never be able to be as good a drummer as him. However, have you noticed that in that Las Vegas show where you get Billy Idol and all that kind of, when they do Sparks, Simon Phillips does a roll around the kit and gets his stick caught between 2 toms, and it flies out of his hand, and he has to get another stick. And when I saw that, I just thought, it's not just me.
No,
even Simon Phillips can drop a beat,
and then just keep cruising like nothing ever happened.
Absolutely, yeah. Just.
By the way, Mark plays drums on Only a Little Is Enough.
Okay.
Mark Bozucki,
yeah. But really good album. I'm finally glad to have it back in the collection after being gone. The collection that I have, okay, this is my 3rd collection. I started in the 70s, okay, for my first collection. Oh God, the Beatle records I had. Oh God, Jen and everyone. Oh Lord, the Beatle records I had. I probably could have at least got a cheap used car for some of the things that I had. I'm like, but I gotta let it go. And then number 2 collection, we won't even talk about that. Unfortunately, half of it got destroyed in a.
Well, I'm still luckily just on collection number 2. So.
Do you know what chills me on that score, Psycho? Sorry, Paul. I can't call you Psycho.
Sorry, I'm both. I'm interchangeable.
I was thinking, when in way back in those days where I was in a rehearsal room with a Cure and stuff like that, I remember just tidying the rehearsal at the end of each day and just sort of getting ready to go home and stuff. I never saw eBay come in. I mean, honestly, the amount of handwritten set lists from Robert Smith that I put in the bin. Do you know what I mean? Just because we just tidying up and
how much money you could have made.
Broken drumsticks and plectrums with the Cure written on, and it's just when I think about it, I can't believe I could probably live comfortably for the rest of my life if I picked up everything. I mean, I've got one of Robert's shirts and I've got Simon Gallup's boots, but they're sort of like a pension. I think of them as a sort of pension. But yeah, it's funny, isn't it? We didn't care about this stuff until it happens. And when I went to Warner Brothers in America, I was told to sort of just go and wait in this side office before I saw the guy that I was supposed to go and see at Warner Brothers. And I was in this office and I was looking around it, and I suddenly realized that they'd given Madonna an office because Bedtime Stories had just come out. And it basically had a whole load of, not Sharpies, we won't do it, but it's like felt pens and stuff, and these cards and album flats and stuff like that. And there was tons signed, but there was loads of sort of Madonna stuff. Like there was a lipstick on the table and stuff. And I just thought, if I'd have just gone and gone back to England with it, I'd have been all right, wouldn't I? But I just didn't. I just thought, oh, cool, this is Madonna's office. There was all sorts of, stuff. There's a scarf on the back of the chair and stuff. It smelled very nice.
Maverick Records, right?
No, it was Warner Brothers before she created her own Maverick Records.
Okay.
It was just it was Bedtime Stories. I presume, like a lot of artists do, you get asked if you can just spare an afternoon to go in, and they'll just present you with like a shed load of 8x10s or whatever, and they give them away on radio things or competitions and stuff like that. Promotional things. So I imagine she'd been sat there for a few hours, maybe just signing stuff. But I just found it really interesting that if I could get a time machine and go back to all the things I could have just picked up from dressing rooms and all that sort of stuff,
One of the coolest photos in regards to what you're talking about, but bittersweet. I'm assuming this is late October, early November 1980 timestamp. You're taking a look, and I think this was in Yoko's office down in the Dakota, right? Okay. And John is signing away all these copies of Double Fantasy, promo copies off to certain people at radio stations, record magazines, this, that, and I'm just looking at that thing and I'm like going, oh my God, only to have one of those. And I've only ever seen one of those actually come up for auction. And of course, we know the copy. I shouldn't say nobody wants the copy. You know what? If anybody ever had that copy,
just because you said nobody wants it, I know the one you're talking about.
Yeah. So, and thank you for no echoing. So, for now. So the thing is, I bet you I know if anybody actually owned that damn album, signed to the one who will not be named.
Mm-hmm.
It should go to Merle Allen's Death Museum. If you people know who Merle Allen is,
yes.
I
wouldn't want it. I wouldn't want it. I don't care if it has someone's autograph on it.
No, they're not talking about for personally to own, but like in a museum. Specifically, the whole point of that museum is like death oddities and things.
Yeah, we're speaking about a specific copy with a specific signature given at a time.
Mm-hmm. And in that museum, if I remember correctly, actually, Jen, I think is in California.
I believe you're right.
And that would be a trip for Jen.
Depending where in California it is.
Yeah, Beetle Babe goes to the Death Museum. That
sounds like something I'd do.
Let's see here.
When I was
Winchester Mystery House and was pissed that I didn't see any ghosts. So.
When I was in Tallinn, I went to the Murder Museum. That's
weird. That sounds fun.
Yeah, it's really strange.
Museum of Death. I apologize.
Museum of Death. I can go Museum of Death. Well, there's a museum for everything, so.
I don't. So my manager, Donna Joe Cat Lady. You're doing it, Richard. Damn you, Richard. I thought we were going to go so well with it. Well, guess what I get to do?
Oh, it's in Hollywood. Okay,
I know you enjoy it.
Pretty good for a minute.
Yes, Hollywood. That's right.
Yeah, that's way down at the southern end of the state. That's nowhere near me.
You gotta get that PC fixed, my man.
So anybody in Hollywood, California, around there, Southern Cali, go visit the Museum of Death. That'd be quite interesting, I think. And I would, you know what? Anyways, so Donna is such a huge Gigi Allen fan, okay? And I think I've said this story before. I was this close getting to go to that last round of the Chicago one. It was, if I remember correctly, it was the night he was on Donahue. Donahue. Yeah, Donahue and Sally Jesse would take anybody. But and he, if I remember correctly, he was in the German helmet and he had the walking stick. He was playing the part.
Yeah.
So good. Because I saw a video of Gigi a few years before that. And yeah, he'd swear, but he was nice and he swore. And I'm going, okay. I'm like, I know you had this shitty childhood because I've seen 2 different documentaries, but you still had some good inside you, Gigi. You did. But then wasn't it heroin that took him or speedball or something? And I'm just like, and just the whole ending to Gigi. I'm like, ugh. I'm like, that's what you don't do in music. If there was a course of don't do this, one of the chapters would have to be Gigi Allen.
Unbelievable.
There we go. Gigi Allen versus Dolan.
You didn't even spell Allen right.
Or Dolan. No, I'm kidding.
Am I going to make myself look stupid if I say I don't know what the Dolan thing is? What's that? Dolan.
That's Richard.
Yeah. Oh, Richard. There you go. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, Paul. I'm proposing something.
Okay.
if Richard has something he would like to say, he can say it, but he has to unmute, say it, and then mute his mic again.
I like that idea. Okay, Richard,
Because
I'm gonna give you the power to mute your own self.
Hi, David. Yeah, I've done this before, so I'll just do it this way.
Also, another contested battle that people want to see: Mason M versus Mike Love.
Can I tag team on that versus Mike Love?
All right, Richard, mute yourself.
I'd like to fight Mike Love.
It'll be a battle royale against
Remember,
him.
It
Richard,
almost sounded like he said he wanted to
unmute
fight
to say what
Love.
you need to say, and then immediately mute back.
By Mason. I don't know who Trippin' Billy.
I've never heard of Trippin' Billy.
Nor do I. Whatever. Anyways, so Museum of Death and G.G. Allen, and so let's see, what else can we talk about? What else? Oh, you know what? Oh, hang on a second. I almost forgot. I have a little bit of disaster piece theater. Although now I gotta tell you guys, let's see if I can pull up one particular story. But this is, I'm just gonna make myself big for a second. My girlfriend, if I had one, wishes it was longer. Anyways, anything but a good time, nothing but a good time. Anything for a good time. That's Psycho's new book. If you have not gotten this, you're gonna love this thing. This is
Who wrote this one?
This one.
Oh, I already love it. It's referencing a Poison song.
It is, and it's Tom damn it. How do I want to put it? Beaujour? Beaujour. Bonjour, a tit, and Richard Beanstalk. So I'm gonna make myself small for things. So the thing is, the one, and I'm already like at about almost at 200 pages already. This is really a really good read if you love your hair metal. Okay, yes, your life will be complete.
Well, I think that's obvious what the book is really about. You know, from the title. I mean, obviously, it's using the title of the famous song by Poison, but
Mason,
I mentioned 80s stuff.
Mason.
And Richard, mute your mic because I'm echoing.
Mason, I understand that, but maybe some of these people don't. Anyways, so a lot of these bands started out in the early 70s. Now, one of the things I didn't know, Randy Rhoads started in 1972. He was that far back into the California club scene and doing his thing. Now, people were going off, even in this book. There's a lot of catty people in this thing. A lot of the bands obviously knew each other and would obviously also exchange members, and just, and I'm just sitting there going, my God,
Not the metal in the I got.
Yeah. and so, but people have gone off and said, okay, well, who was the first to do tapping? Eddie Van Halen or Randy Rhoads? Incorrect. Ooh. It's neither of them. It was
Alan Holdsworth.
Actually, yes, by like a couple years, Alan Holdsworth. I'm telling you, another one that lived in Chicago for quite some time. Alan Holdsworth in his 88s used to tour a lot around my area. Another thing I found out. Let's see, MTV. Oh boy. Boy, oh boy, oh boy, MTV. One of the first experiments, and the only reason why is because the dude that ran Pasha Records, which was the record label for Quiet Riot, he had internal pull from several people, not only from the main label for Pasha, CBS, but he was friends with two of the people that were the insiders of MTV. And he went off and he's like, hey, he goes, I got a band. I think we could do really, really good, and here's the song. And they went off and they're like, all right, make a video. and you got to make it within a week. That's what they said. So they spent $25,000 on Come On Feel the Noise. And Come On Feel the Noise got put out. I didn't realize this, but I guess it would make sense in a way that certain videos would only be in certain play slots. Now, when they originally put that out, it was at 3 a.m. And I'm like, okay, it's a 24-hour station, but who the hell's really going to be watching, at 3 a.m. on a Thursday?
Yes. Something about that song, Come On Feel the Noise, that you mentioned it. Now that you mentioned it, something I've always wondered about it with that title was the way they spell "come," and that is like were they trying to make it a sexual song?
Were doing.
Were they trying to make it a sexual song or is it just a coincidence?
Well, let's bring up. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, because it's obviously Come On Feel the Noise came out in England first, and I was a kid, and it was on telly and stuff. I don't actually think it was. I don't think it was that back then, because it was, I don't know, what was it, 73, 74?
Yeah, Slade.
And the thing is, what I think it is that Slade, if you look at Slade's singles titles, they always misspelt things, like Goodbye to Jane. It was Gudby, goodbye to Jane, and all this sort of stuff. Squeeze me, please me, all that sort of stuff, but spelt completely wrong. And so I think Come On Feel the Noise, the come you speak of, Mason, I believe is just a bad spelling of C-O-M.
Yeah, I'm just saying, the first time I heard that song, I was reading how that word was spelled. I'm confused. I'm like, were they trying to have a sexual subliminal message hidden in this song?
It's just one of those weird things that's changed. I mean, we had a 70s sitcom where there was one of the female characters would often make reference to her cat at home, where she's got to get back to sort her pussy out and all this sort of stuff. And that's because in the 70s, when I was a kid, pussy meant cat with just a hint of maybe vagina, but now it's pussy means vagina, and if you mean it to mean a cat, you're probably best to say pussycat or cat, because people won't understand. There's no way you can say anything.
Oh, I mean, it's gotten so bad that women quite use the slang term kitty when they're describing that. I'm like,
guilty as charged.
Yeah, I mean, but there's tons and tons of euphemisms for the female.
You can never know. Well, you that's one of those things, you can never know if they're actually talking about a literal cat anymore or something completely different.
No, I think like I say, it's just there's that Robert Smith guy. No, I think it's just it's just a weird way of people just need different ways to describe the Velvet TARDIS. There you go.
Yeah.
I'll just answer the.
I never heard that. I like that.
I'll just answer Zeb in there. I always wondered, do Robert Smith and Mary Poole have any kids together? No, right. They absolutely don't, because they were always. It's funny. I spoke to Rob about this once, and he said, and he's like me. I've never really understood why people have children. It seems like such a crazy thing to do to yourself, unless it's your passion. Unless your actual passion is, I just want to be a dad. I just want to be a dad and bring someone up. And that's a beautiful thing. But no, neither him or Mary thing. But I mean, they met when they were 15, 16, and they got married in the late 80s, and they're still together. So it's not like there's a problem with that sort of thing. But yeah, no, they definitely don't have any kids, and there won't be any, and they never planned at all to have any, so there you go, straight from the horse's mouth, or rather from my mouth, who heard it from the horse's mouth.
Ta-da. And so after 3 a.m., they're like, holy crap, the thing's starting to pick up. They shifted to midnight. Next thing you know, Come On, Feel the Noise ends up being the #1 pop metal crossover. Seriously. And I was just like, now this story I remember because the band said it before, that when the album went gold, when the album went gold, they happened to be, and they mentioned in the book, they're like, we were in Rockford, Illinois, Quiet Riot said, which is near my turf. Metro Center is a big concrete block building that had all the concerts in the 70s and 80s when they could. Stones played there in '81, for God's sake. But so they were opening for Black Sabbath for the Born Again tour. And so the thing is, that's when the manager goes in and goes, guess what? We just got an announcement from Billboard that you're going to be #1 next week. And they're just like, holy crap. And so, I mean, just within a short period of time, even though it took a while to get the album deal, a lot of people, a lot of the bands in this book were actually very inspired once they found out, because people used to slag Quiet Riot. And I'm going to tell you this, Randy was Quiet Riot. All right. I don't give a shit what anybody says. Everybody was looking at Randy if you went to a Quiet Riot show. And I've seen, there's very little footage on YouTube, but yeah, pretty much they're all looking at him. Once he left and went to Ozzy, the game changed. But if you listen to those albums that were CBS Japan, that was the original thing of it. The guitar parts are great. Some of the music's great. Kevin DeBrow, not so much. It's an acquired taste. But so then let's see. So when they ended up getting big, that gave hope to all these other bands. They're like, holy shit. So here's something, and I'm going to make myself big for this statement because I cannot believe I'm going to say this. Oh my God. You know, I'm going to, you people are going to hang this over my head for the rest of my life.
Go for it.
I have to thank, oh God, I don't know if I can do this. Bon Jovi. And here's why. Okay. So the reason why I hated Bon Jovi, other than he's a no talent hack, okay, is the fact is he helped to get Skid Row, which I'm sorry, guys, Sebastian Bach is Skid Row. Anyways, so he helped him, but he sort of screwed him out of the mechanical royalties. There was a very weird contract, and him and Richie Sambora had, the two helped them because that was their publishing company, and they said for the first 2 albums, because they said whoever made it big first would help the other band out. And basically what happened after a short amount of time, like I want to say a couple of years really, so I guess it's not short, Richie Sambora comes to the band, Skid Row, and says, look, thank you. Here's my portion. I don't need it. You guys did great. Thank you. Bon Jovi kept the money. So every time there's a sale of the first 2 Skid Row albums, yeah, John gets a cut. Now, why am I thanking him? Not for that. Because he actually helped to unleash Cinderella out into the universe. That's true. That's true. John Bon Jovi helped to get Cinderella, and I like Cinderella. And that's another thing they kind of touch on is that what kind of got Cinderella and Great White and certain bands like that is that they weren't all complete. There was like they were blues tinged, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just some people were like, oh, but it's not. It's like, so what? And Tom Kiefer, yeah, maybe he's not the best singer in the world, but I'll tell you this, Night Songs, that first album, the first time I heard it, I'm like, it made me wake up. I'm like, holy shit, what's this? And I'm just like, and all these bands had be pretty boys. Okay. And that's what that was from like 84 to what, about 88. Pick a band, Poison. They talk about Poison a lot, and I thought it was kind of interesting in regards to, of course, and this is a common fact I know that, but when Stryper was Rock's Regime, which was their original name before they turned into Stryper, they had CC DeVille as their guitar player for about a few months. And what went off and he got mad, well, part of the reason is he wanted to keep his guitar pink while Stryper was going to do the yellow and black thing. And can you believe that? No, man. You know what? If he wanted to keep his guitar pink, maybe he should have went with Vinnie Vincent.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, so that's another thing. Another little nugget I learned, and I said nugget. Mick Mars. I love Mick Mars' guitar playing. Okay. He's the
Creepy
only
to
one
look at, but as long as you don't look at him, he's fine. I love Motley Crue, but God, that one guy creeps me out.
So are you saying that he is the musical Quasimodo?
Yes.
He's the Quasimodo of guitar?
Yes.
I don't know if we call him a god,
Unapologetically so.
a
I will
demigod.
not take it back.
Yeah. Okay. So for a week he was in Accept. Oh, I apologize. There's two people down here. I did one person. I am so sorry. I don't know why I didn't see you.
Hey.
And so yes, for a week he was in Accept, and then when Motley finally started, they finally got the deal to be to get the first album going. So he's like, oh, okay, well, and everybody was amicable, shook hands and everything. But I'm like, could you imagine Mick Mars in Accept? That would have been that would have shifted the sound a little bit. I'm going to tell you that right now. But there's just lots of fun things in here. For the Striper thing, back to that for a second. Originally,
the newest comment, it's too perfect.
What was that?
Highlight the newest comment in the chat. It's too perfect.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh wait, now it's second newest.
Oh yeah. Wait a minute. Let's see here. It's Captain Jay.
More than I should have. I'm sorry.
I used to shout that at the top of my voice every time I sort of jumped off a swimming pool diving board.
Oh God, I can see this.
Oh dear.
Hey, talking about Bon Jovi? Believe me, I've grown up with the whole Bon Jovi thing from right at the inception. Living here in New Jersey, we knew all of the. Honestly, Dave Sabo was almost going to be in Bon Jovi before Richie Sambora.
See, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he grew up. They grew up together, and they were really friends. And literally, it was like Bon Jovi was helping Dave Sabo, and literally, how like it became like a thing that they did kind of make that same kind of deal. Like if any one of them would have made it, they would have helped the other. But really, Bon Jovi's uncle was the guy that was instrumental in Bon Jovi making it. Because his Tony Bon Jovi.
Yeah.
It's G.I.
Yeah.
Tony Bon. And you know what? He made a deal that he was going to manage them. And literally, the deal was Tony Bon Jovi was going to get 99%, and Bon Jovi was only going to get 1%.
Shit.
And, for the first 6 albums.
Oh, what a screw job.
But he took the deal. He took it. That's what's crazy.
Didn't Tony Bon Jovi also own the Power Station recording studio?
Yes, the Power Station. And I know this because my drummer, the guy that played on my records, he went to Berkeley Music College. He actually, in one of his classes, they would be up at the recording station up there and be right across the hall from Extreme while they were getting ready to record Porno Graffiti. And and literally, and he became really, really good friends with the band Spread Eagle. So they, that was like a whole circle of, friends there. So he was friends. My drummer was friends with Rachel Bolan, who's Jimmy Southward out of Toms River. He grew up in Toms River, New Jersey, and that's where I live. So again, that circle of friends, they all jammed with each other and stuff. And it also leads into Zakk Wylde because they all knew Zakk Wylde. So all this stuff has connection in that sense. And literally when after Bon Jovi made it, the first thing he wanted to do was help Dave Sabo. And really, that's what Bon Jovi's known for, is helping Skid Row more than Cinderella. Because Cinderella had their own career. Literally, they were contemporaries of Bon Jovi at the time. So, it's kind of like the same thing with like Motley Crue and Rat. They were contemporaries that literally they were compared to each other. Well, Cinderella in Philadelphia was like the biggest thing going. And Twisted Sister was the biggest thing in the New Jersey, upper New York area. Bon Jovi was like, all these like upper club bands all got signed almost at the same time.
Well, there was a lot
in this area.
There was a lot of interband stuff as well, wasn't there? Because like Tracy Guns and
Guns N' Roses. He was almost that's Guns N' Roses was part of Tracy Gunn's name.
Yep.
Yes.
And he never made it in the band.
Yeah. Under the Blade, by the way, I think it's very underrated as far as for Twisted Sister, produced by Pete Way. I'd like to know how they landed Pete Way of UFO and God, other wasted.
I think somebody in their camp knew somebody, and that's how they were able to connect.
Yeah.
It's always, again, the interminglings. It's who you know really is where it makes you go.
Yeah, I hate to. It's who you know or who you. Blow.
Randy's comment.
Oh, hang on a minute.
Dead Wax is on form tonight.
Hang on a second.
That's right. That's right, Dead Wax. Tom Driver was the Little League.
Correct.
Tom Driver was the Little League world champion in 1998.
I like this password. The password is Bon Jovi.
Mello, you've got to use that as some sort of AKA.
Yeah,
Bon Jovi.
Bon Jovi. That's pretty good.
What? Jen, put that on the list, Jen. Somehow there's got to be something we can do with that.
Yeah.
You can say like, I'm a stoner.
Yeah.
With a steel bong I took.
Somebody already did it.
What?
Lame. Somebody's already got it.
Shit.
Somebody's got Bon Jovi
In Urban Dictionary.
Oh wow.
The definition is just the name of my bong. I'm like, oh, okay.
Oh.
What
Yeah,
was it? Sweet
That's too
tonic.
plain. You can elaborate more. You can add a new definition. That's why they have numbers and first, second, third.
Look at
It'd be a great idea for some sort of weird tribute band, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
It'd be like
It would be.
It'd be a band doing sort of psychedelic, real sort of wow sort of versions of Bon Jovi songs,
Or
in the style
taking
of
out
Pink
all
Floyd.
taking out all the words of like that are Mean Girl and put about weed. You give smoke a bad name or something, like
I don't know
any kind of that one.
I don't know why I'm thinking this. This just popped up into my 80s.
Living on a roach.
Yeah. But like taking the melody of Incense and Peppermints and somehow shoving a Bon Jovi song in there. I don't know how you
that
do
would
it.
work, but I'm sure if somebody tried hard enough, they could do it.
Oh God.
That's funny.
Bon Jovi supported Kiss in 19.
You're right, Dave.
I think it is in England anyway. In England,
Ramones do.
Yeah.
Ramones do. Is that what you're really? You give bongs a bad name. See, there you go.
It's funny because my drummer, since he was so close with the Skid Row guys and stuff, he has a tape where literally it's Rachel Bolan, my drummer, and this other singer, which went on to another band. I think it was a band called Hurricane, maybe, or I forget.
Kelly Hansen?
Maybe Kelly Hansen. I forget. But they took a Bon Jovi song and it says then they took "You Give Love a Bad Name" and they changed it to "You Give Shorts a Bad Stain."
Oh God!
Oh my God! I asked him if he could ever release it. He's like, I don't know. I want to get in trouble. And
he's only going to release it for Shark Week.
You give Shorts a bad stain. It's so funny. Oh my God!
I think Bon Jovi's become a little bit of a bitter old man because his voice is going and stuff. Now he was having a crack at the Darkness about 3 months ago, and I just thought that's a very, very sort of lazy.
It's my bong.
Yeah, I mean it's a bit pointless, isn't it? Because they're the Darkness and he's Bon Jovi. It's
Maybe.
Well, the problem is Bon Jovi's getting accused of, like everybody else, using a lot of backing tape to sing over and to pull his voice out. That's the natural thing. Like if you sing along with a track of yourself, when you're singing, it's just going to sound like a backing track. And then you can just, when the times you don't want to sing or get to the higher notes, you just go, like that, and nobody would know the difference. Problem is people walk away from their microphone. They're getting caught out.
Yes. That happened at a Kiss concert. I remember one of the first ones. I'm like, I'm like,
and similarly to that, I'm seeing a lot of stuff like across TikTok where a lot of people think that these new live shows that Frankie Valli is doing, he's lip syncing them.
Him, another one, yeah, he's another one. Any of them.
And I love Frankie Valli, but Frankie, I love you, but it's time to retire. Okay, you should.
My question is: are the rumors true? Is he actually lip syncing, or does his voice actually still sound that good?
I think the better person to speak to about this is George Music for all 4 seasons, and I wish he was here. He could answer that question a lot better than I could, because he is the biggest 4 Seasons fan that I know. Randy says he's not singing.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, though. I wouldn't be surprised if some of these guys, like a Frankie Valli, probably he's going. So anyway,
I said no because he mentioned Frampton. I'm like, stop it.
I think
I'd be surprised if he is singing. Actually, I think Dead Wax is probably right, because I mean, I saw some footage of him just on YouTube, and the poor guy. I mean, it looked like he was unable to stand almost, let alone hit the big ones in Greece, or whatever.
I'm just gonna say, besides Ringo, nobody can sound that good at 90.
Ringo's not 90.
Well, he's 80.
Yeah,
But-
he's 80.
But is that how old Frankie Valli is? 90.
Frankie Valli's 91 or going on 92.
My point taken. Besides someone like Ringo Starr, nobody can really sound that good, that up there.
Yeah, no, I hear
you. They said the question that, Paul got to really answer his question of when I'm 64. He got to answer all those questions by 20 years now almost, He should write a song when I'm 94 now. You know what I mean? Like,
he already changed it once to 84, and now he's going to have to change it again.
It's funny.
Oh, speaking.
I forgot what I was going to say.
Never.
So thank you. Thank you for showing up here, please, to answer this. I believe the backup singers carry a lot of the Valley tunes. Frankie just turned 90, and we're still glad he's with us.
All right,
but like I said,
90.
we love him, George. He just needs to retire.
I remember what I was going to say.
Just retire and enjoy his life.
Jesus, is Dave
no.
still out there? My
I'm
God.
telling you. Guys like... Again.
I was just gonna say I saw one of James Brown's last ever gigs, and
how was it?
Well, it was kind of sweet because he all his backing vocalists, particularly a big guy, were singing the lead vocals really, but it was just kind of sweet because James Brown would sort of saunter up to the microphone every now and again and go, and everyone would just cheer. And he would do the whole sort of like one time sort of thing. But it was beyond that. Right. He wasn't really singing anything, to be honest. But it was a great show. And it was nice to see a legend. But it was a bit sort of like no artist, I don't think, in their right mind wants an audience that's going, oh.
Well,
That's a fair point.
I will say for a lot of these guys, and I wouldn't doubt it, maybe even in Frankie Valli's case, like, I think that really they're pushing themselves, that they have this kind of thing in their mind that they wouldn't mind dying on stage in front of their audience, believe it or not.
I think Paul said that.
There's a few people that actually did, like Tiny Tim. He died right in front of the audience.
Yeah, I was gonna say let's not terrify the audience.
No, but I'm saying these guys want to go out in a blaze of glory sometimes. You know what I mean? Like Frankie Valli does not want to sit home. He said it many times in interviews. That's the reason why he goes out year after year, is because he gets too bored at home. And you know what? Jackie Wilson died on stage. A couple guys, they just push themselves, and I think Paul McCartney has a little bit of that. Like, it wouldn't upset him if he just keeled over on stage, literally, instead of somewhere else, just in a car accident or something.
Jackie Wilson, in the middle of a show in '75 at a casino.
That's true. He had coma for 9 years.
But he was in a coma for 8 years.
Yeah, right.
Holy shit! And he never woke up.
That sucks.
That shit? That's
horrible.
I
can't. That's horrible.
I mean, I think it was shortly after he sang "Lonely Teardrop," and I'm like, what the hell? I can't remember what soul musician was actually helping to pay his bills.
Right.
I can't remember, but there was somebody. I'm like, thank God for that.
Even if you look at Johnny Cash, there's that video of him in the nursing home, like 2 weeks before he dies. And he's sitting there playing his songs.
I didn't even watch that one. All right.
Dave, you get a
You
point.
got me with that one.
Lately, Rachel's been putting out more turds than my hillbilly neighbor's septic tank. Now where's shenanigans when I need her?
I had to be on that show today, man. That show was as epic as it gets. And I just said, all we need is Invisible Ray, Dave the Pickup Artist, and Joe Mayo, and it would have been a royal flush.
Oh my god. Oh, and you were talking about Skid for a second, but here's another thing that I thought was kind of neat, and I almost really wish I could figure out what the connection was on this one. But so Ace Frehley, right after Frehley's Comet, late 80s, he did Trouble Walking.
Yeah, he did.
And Skid Row is all over that damn thing, along with Peter Criss makes an appearance. And I'm like, how that? And I have a CD, but I finally sold a bunch of CDs. I want to mention that story in a minute too today, but ones I wasn't going to listen to. But I came across, I don't even know where, I have the CD and I have the pick it came with. Ace Frehley put out a greatest hits in the 90s or some shit like that. And there was even some unreleased from those sessions with Skid. And I'm going, oh, okay. I'd like to know how the hell Skid managed to catch Ace Frehley's orbit. Even for late 80s.
Well, so, I mean, Sebastian Bach is an insane Kiss fan. I mean,
but I'll tell you one thing about Sebastian Bach. I got to meet Sebastian Bach myself. A friend of mine actually became good friends with Sebastian Bach and became his runner. Every time Sebastian was in Tom's River, this one friend of mine was literally attached to Sebastian's hip, bringing him all these places. And another friend of mine sold weed, and Sebastian Bach wanted weed. And literally, my friend brings him to my other friend's house. And my friend whose house who had the weed start calling us all, Sebastian's coming over. You guys want you to come over. And literally, 20 of us all get over there. I get my camera and everything. And literally, my friend Ben brings up Sebastian Bach. And they go into my friend Max's house. And they're hanging out for about a good half hour while literally 20 of us are in his backyard just waiting for them to emerge and stuff. Finally, they emerge, and I was the first one kind of standing there. Sebastian walks up, and I got a great picture, but he's putting his finger all the way up his nose in the picture. I'm like, really? And I got to dig that picture out. But I'll tell you what, we seen what kind of person Sebastian is from that Damography show that they did. Remember they did that all-star band with Ted Nugent and the guy from Biohazard, Scott Ian. And did you see the episode where Sebastian lost his hairbrush?
What?
And he's going into every studio, where's my brush? Screaming like a banshee. You would not believe it. Sebastian exposed a lot about himself in that show.
It surprised me from the tiniest bit about it, though. He seemed like the type that would be that way.
Yeah.
Right.
I thought it was so strange. They're just about ready to touch about that subject that you're talking about, Mello, in this book. They keep going, each chapter is really a mini chapter, and they keep going back to this nucleus of about a dozen bands, okay? And they're about ready to talk about how they get this guy from Canada.
Yeah. He was in Madam X.
Yeah, he was bitching about that. He was bitching about it recently for some reason. I'm like, Jesus, dude, that was 86, 87, and you're still bitching about it? And I'm just whatever, so
Did you ever see pictures of Sebastian before he was in Skid Row? When he was in Madam X, he used to have his hair dyed half black, half white.
Yes, I did. I don't remember what book, but yes.
I said I wish he would have kept that in Skid Row. It was a really cool look, it was different.
And if I remember right, Petrucci is her last name. I think the late singer.
She took on that.
Dixon, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
She had a white stripe in her black hair.
Yeah. See.
Excellent guitar player.
Hey, look who's here.
I know. I had to say hi to him.
Yay! Hi,
Yvonne.
We are praying for those people in Florida. My God,
they're getting hit right this minute, I think.
Category 4, they said now instead of 5, but it's supposed to hit in a couple hours.
Everything I heard about this hurricane, I'm watching the map before it hits Florida, and they're showing it all over Mexico and Cancun and stuff. Nobody's reporting there. What is the hurricane doing there? It's right over them. Is there people dying down there? Like, what's going on? It's like we don't even know. You know, it's like that should give you an indication if that was towns being wiped out. You know, you would hear it.
Ivan says today's Rachel's Ghost TV
It
show
was
so special. Peace in the Valley.
It was
Green.
disturbing.
Yeah, Peace in the Valley until Green Giant pisses on you from above.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? I got something to show too.
Yeah.
What do you now?
I pulled some more.
The new sequel to AccuJack, because we'll have to say that.
Nah, it ain't that. It ain't that.
Thank God.
I was going through some of these. I was going through some of these records, and I figured I wanted to pull up some of my favorite covers.
Oh, cool.
We don't really talk about covers. Yeah, I'm going to just start to show you an example of what I meant. This is an all-star cover right here. This is just as good as it gets in my mind, right here.
Oh, yes. You know, Frazetta.
With Frank Frazetta. Are you kidding me? That is as epic as a cover. And you know, on all these record shows, we don't talk about Southern rock a lot. You know, I'm not even that big of a Southern rock fan, but like nobody talks about Leonard Skinner or Molly Hatchet or any of the Allman Brothers. Like we're always talking about the British bands and stuff, but here's another cover. I just absolutely love this cover. Airbrush cover, just fantastic, and the music is as great as the cover. That's another thing. Oh, you can't get better than this. This is fantastic.
Oh, definitely.
Oh, hell yeah.
Well, it's got a name.
That's an Alan Aldridge. Alan Aldridge also did the illustrated lyrics of the Beatles, 2 volumes that are incredible art pieces of every Beatles song, Volume 1 and Volume 2. So you can't go wrong with that.
I'll tell you.
If you're going to show Elton John, I just love this cover. Again, right here.
Oh, yeah.
Fantastic. It's just, again, throwing stones, you know. It's incredible.
Mm-hmm. Back when
I love this cover, too.
Oh, God, yes. Yes.
I just absolutely love it. And if you look at I had it upside down.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you look at the name, even the design of the name, really, where is it? It's like this. If you got to really read it, because the word is journey this way.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But, you know, it's just amazing design work.
I can't
for some reason
if that was my first Journey album or the one before that, Departure. One of those two was my first Journey ones I bought, and I was just
right
up with them right then and there.
I love this cover.
Yep, that is also.
It's such an eye-catching cover because of the coloring, and just it's very artistic. It's got it's funny on the back. I got this thing. I want a Pickles and Joe.
Pickles and Joe.
Whatever that is.
Were they on right after Dingo and the Baby, though?
Yeah.
That's the question we've got here.
I love this cover, too. This is such a fantastic cover right here.
Oh, heck yeah. Cream.
Oh, my God.
Oh, yeah.
Look at that. But look at this.
Fantastic cover and fantastic album, too.
And look at that, man. I mean, how psychedelic. I mean, like, it's as incredible. I mean, again, you can't get, this is top notch.
Mellow, is that mono or stereo?
Stereo.
Ah, shit. That's too bad.
It's an Echo label.
Great album, original. Yeah, that's the truth.
Now, this isn't pretty much the cover, but it's the design and what the band has done. This is one of the most historic logos ever. Their thing, it's as iconic as Coca-Cola.
Agreed, Seb. Oh, yeah. Oh,
you can't, and they have every album is this design. It'll be in stone, it'll be in leather, it'll be in and it's just amazing. And it does look a lot like Coca-Cola when you think about it. They actually were influenced by that logo.
The best albums were the ones with Terry Kath. I don't care what anybody says.
This is an amazing cover.
Era myself.
One of these amazing covers right here. Vargas.
Yes.
I love that cover.
It is such an incredible cover. I just absolutely love. These are the ones that you hang on your wall. You know, like these are the kind of covers. You know.
And
then I have.
Yeah.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, no, I was just going to say that when that's okay. That getting that Molly Hatchet album and getting that Cars album was the first time that I knew of Frank Frazetta and Vargas. Okay?
Yes.
And
Alberto Vargas.
Yeah, Alberto Vargas. Okay. And I never knew his first name. So the thing is that I learned to appreciate that stuff. And there's other artists out there too, like Kevin Kelly and his works for the couple Kiss albums he did. But But with Frazetta, I don't know if you ever heard the story on this, that the reason why, because what was it, the first 2 or 3 albums for Hatchet, okay, was Frazetta's stuff. Yes.
Yep.
Flirting with Disaster, and then Molly Hatchet.
Oh yeah, they also have, he has the one, the horse rider.
Yeah, that's the first one.
Yeah.
Death Dealer. That's what it's called.
Death Dealer. That's right. I forgot. I was thinking of the name.
And then that one, and then the one after that, which was the first one with Jimmy Farrar, that would Beating the Odds. Okay, so those 3 were Frazetta. Well, what happened was Frazetta was already old, okay, and his wife was trying to help him, and he basically they always asked for, for the permission and such. They gave him money, believe it or not, if they used his prints. Another one that did the same thing was Nazareth. They did the same thing for, I think, 1 or 2 album covers was a Frazetta work. Well, Frank then decided that he was he was lowballing himself, not intentionally, but accidentally, and decided to up the rate. I think it was triple the rate that he originally was wanting, which that's how the reason why Frazetta no longer was on Molly Hatchet.
I should dig it out somewhere. I got a thick book like this. It's The World of Frank Frazetta. It's incredible. Every painting, like full-size thing. I'm a big Frazetta fan. Here's the next one right here.
Oh, I love that whole trilogy. That whole
trilogy. And then like you think here's the continuation. That's what I loved about it. How they continued the story. And then I don't have Third Stage, but that's another one. I just absolutely love the design work of these letters and the way that they did it. It was everything in the 70s, the movie logos, everything was so artistic. Look at the Saturday Night Fever logo, that gold with the blue letter, like it looks like brass almost or something. Grease has the car. I can think of a million logos. The Godfather, the way them letters are, there was a lot of care and concern. Same thing with this incredible design work right here. I just absolutely love this.
God.
Right from the way that, like, even with the tip right there, this makes a pyramid. It's like there's forethought in that logo. Roger Dean. One of the best. Yes, one of the greatest right there. Really, one of the greatest.
I'm so glad I got to meet him. And Jenna, after we're done with this, I want to talk about these 19 times you've seen Kansas.
No, not me. My mom has seen them 19
times. Oh, your mom's seen Kansas. Okay, my bad.
I've only seen them once.
Same here.
I absolutely love this. This is probably, I'll end on this. These are the last ones I brought. Because this, again, the thought to do something like this, only this band can do something like this. And it would make sense. And you're going to get it as soon as I show it to you.
Oh, sure, of course.
The comparison shot between them, it's just one of the greatest. I think that's even better than Abbey Road. Like, literally, for them to go back and try to mimic that shot, identical. I used to stare at this
I did
for hours, just going back and forth, just looking at it and trying to lay it over. It is just so amazing. So, there we go.
And thank you for doing that. I tell you, that is one of the reasons why, if you've got a great cover, that will definitely get you, that'll get you into maybe getting the music.
My brother.
Even Dave. See, because I thought the tip too, and I'm like, damn it, she beat me to it.
I always do.
Yeah.
Hi, David.
Well.
Hey, David.
Yes, hi, Dave. How you doing?
Babe.
Hello.
Oh.
And believe me, those aren't my all-time favorite covers, because some of them are, but there's a lot of other covers I just didn't have, honestly. And I have a sealed Double Fantasy on my wall. A sealed Double Fantasy. The thing with Double Fantasy, when I visited the Dakota, there was a guy up there actually that was there. He claimed he was there. Told me this interesting story before the man we won't say. Before he did his deed, that signed copy he had, he wasn't holding on to it when he got arrested. Really, what happened was he threw it between 2 buildings, right between the Dakota and everything. He actually went like this. They had to and only a couple people saw him do that. Luckily, they came forward, or that album might be there still to this day without nobody knowing. And they took 2 long poles to try to get it, because they realized that it was a signed copy, and Yoko has that copy.
But were they 10-foot poles? That was the question.
Yes, Yoko has that copy herself, and she deserves it. It's her, it's the last thing of John's,
Well,
really.
I guess it ain't going to Museum of Death till Yoko dies.
Sean has
That
it.
might not be
It's
much
in the
longer,
family.
so-
And let's not forget Sean's birthday today also.
Yes, and Sean would never
Sean-
let that go.
John, you would have been 84. We miss you, damn it. We do. Every
Would
year.
you let your dad's last autograph go?
No.
Exactly.
I get the point. I just didn't know that they owned it. I thought somebody else did. But
No. Well, maybe somebody talked them into selling them. Maybe they did. I don't know the story of it. I just heard at that point that Yoko had it.
Right. Yeah. Oh, it's Thursday over where over in Norway.
You scared me for a second. I was like, no, it's not. It's Wednesday, right? Did I lose a day again? Like,
He's just that much farther in the world.
It's 10 minutes to Thursday.
Hey, Paul, here's our other Frank Frazetta cover.
Oh, yeah, good. I'm glad you had that. Hang on a minute.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep, expect
That's
no
a
mercy.
beautiful, yes.
That's a neat artwork, isn't it?
Incredible.
Very much. And I'm trying to remember, didn't he also do the cover of No Mean City for Nazareth?
I have that
Yes.
one too. I don't know who. I have No Mean City.
God, my memory sometimes is good, but ask me what the hell I did an hour ago. I'll go, ooh. I'm like,
Hey, Paul, I want to tell you that album, that Candio album cover.
yes.
Did you read the info about that?
Excuse me?
Did you read a Wikipedia article about the Candio album cover ever?
Actually, no, I did not.
It says that the model inspired. Okay, you ever heard of the Lucille Ball's early '60s show?
Yes.
Lucy. Okay, the actress who played the teenage daughter, that's who the candy was inspired by on that cover. That's what it said.
I didn't know that.
That's what it says on Wikipedia.
I didn't know that either.
Huh.
Yeah. Interesting.
I'm telling you.
I love stuff like that.
Yeah.
I love stuff like that. Does anybody know what the front sleeve of the Human League's Reproduction album looks like?
Looks like baby. I've seen that cover. I don't have.
Yeah,
that.
it's basically a whole bunch of babies under a sheet of glass that's cracking, sort of thing. But one of those,
wow,
one of the babies in there is.
Damn it! I deleted it fast enough. No.
Oh no! I just remembered that Funny or Die video, the Will Arnett sex tape.
I tried to retract it. I copied it.
Wrong window. Wrong window.
This is what I get for having the chat up and my messenger side by side.
Oh boy!
Yeah, see, we caught Jen in a proverbial pants down.
I have it like this, side by side. Okay.
Wait a minute. Hang on. I was just okay. Go ahead.
I'm just saying, I have it side by side like this. So the chat is here. I have messenger here. This has been a very dodgy game I've been playing the whole stream.
I am so sorry. That I really do thank you.
I didn't expect. Oh God! Of all the ones it could have been.
You know,
you win some, you lose some.
That's right. That's right.
So let David finish what he was saying.
I've forgotten what it was now.
I
know that the darkness did Funny or Die, and it wasn't a good one. They were really embarrassed. Ed said that they were given 3 script ideas and they were all really shit.
Oh wow!
But no, I can't remember what we were talking about before then.
You said one of the babies on that reproduction album cover.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dave.
One of the babies on the sleeve just happens to it belongs to Noddy Holder from Slade. It's his kid. Yeah, just because he knew someone who knew someone. And the other one that I found out very recently, which I was really pleased with, is we all know the Queen album Jazz, do we?
Yeah, that's an amazing cover.
And we all know of the pink backed poster that comes with it of a completely nude bicycle race.
Right.
And one of those nude models apparently is the girl that's on the front of the first Black Sabbath album as a witch standing in front of
Oh, really?
Oh wow!
Yeah, I can't remember her name. But
yeah, neither can I.
You know what I heard? I seen the documentary about the making of the video they did, where they had all the women on the bikes like that. They said they had to change all the seats before giving them back.
Well, I was telling somebody that on, I think it was probably Rachel's Ghost, I guess. But it's like my friend Chris Musto. He designed that sleeve and he drew all those circles by hand.
Oh wow!
But he also he was in charge of setting up the bicycle race. And
oh wow! So yeah, it must have been him, the one that made that comment.
Well, he was. Well, no, it was me. He said to me. He said, "Yeah." He said one of the most expensive things about it was that they lent that Halfords, which is a big bike store in the UK,
right,
lent them all these racing bikes on the proviso that they pay for brand new seats for every single
right.
bike.
Louisa Livingstone.
Sorry,
Louisa Livingstone is who it is. Now
that's right. Okay, there you go.
Yeah, and I just happened to pull this up, even though this is a couple of years old. It says she was 18 or 19 years old at the time at the Black Sabbath album cover. I had to get up 4 o'clock in the morning or something as ridiculously early as that. It was absolutely freezing. I remember, I don't know who Keith is, but rushing around with dry ice, throwing that into the pond nearby, and that didn't seem to be working very well, so he used a smoke machine. But it was just one of those cold English mornings. I thought that was on that.
Because no one knew who she was for years, did they? She only surfaced about 10 years ago, where people were wondering who it was, weren't they, for ages?
Couldn't they have? I was gonna say, couldn't they have just like, instead of changing the seats on the bike, couldn't they have just had some kind of like covers for them? That probably would have been cheaper, like vinyl or something that could, could have protected the seats instead of having to pay for all brand new seats.
I think at that point, I don't think Queen were counting the pennies.
That's true. That's a way to give the guys extra money too. It's like a thank you.
Yeah.
And
Chris Musto is the guy, and he was also in charge of the News of the World sleeve as well. But he currently was the drummer before I was in Glenn Matlock's band, and he's the drummer in Glenn's latest band, and he's
nice.
And they're playing Norwich in November, so I'll go and say hi and say hello and stuff. But yeah, I said to him I really love that jazz album cover, and he was telling me
I love that cover. It's like almost like if you do this with it, it does like motions, it's like an optical illusion kind of a thing. But also, News of the World, isn't that famous painting also of the robot holding?
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, that's a famous painting.
Well, he said, it's sort of. It's. He said to me that Roger Taylor had this science fiction paperback, just like a
right
novel thing, and it pretty much had that picture on the front.
Right.
No, pretty much had that picture.
Oh, it elevated. Once that made it on the album cover, it became iconic status. But it was like in the art circles, they knew about that painting.
Am I what?
Joining David Donnelly Guitar School.
I mean,
he's
actually doing it. I guess so.
I made a joke. I made a joke the other day.
I just wasn't sure if you were actually doing it or not. I mean, if you actually do it, I'll probably do it.
No. Well, I'd do it if they wanted, but it was just that they were saying about how I always worried when I've done teaching for instruments and stuff. When I had all these kids, I used to teach these kids, and there's loads of really famous rock riffs that are so easy to play.
Yeah.
I could literally just they're just like put one finger there and do this, and it's like, and they go, and I used to love looking at their faces, and they're like, oh my god, that sounds like that song, and
that's true.
So I said I could do a guitar learning it like the Metal Minute or whoever does a minute on there. I was saying I could do a sort of Rachel's guitar lesson minute or anyone else, because Beetle plays a mean ukulele and she also has a guitar. So I was saying we could do Davey's learn guitar minute and stuff, and obviously I'd go quite deep on fingering techniques.
I've done that a lot too, sir. But listen, see, I can't help it. See, here's the thing, right? So we can call it David Donnelly's Guitar Songbook. Kind of, see, because I thought of Roy Clark, that commercial he used to do in the 80s. Hi, I'm Roy Clark, and I've got this guitar songbook.
Hey, for the longest time, I was doing the jukebox moment when Rachel was having me end the show every day with a song. I was like proving I was the human jukebox. It was like I was pulling out a song right out of thin air. It was like, and I remember there was a guy. Do you remember this guy, David? A guy in the 80s. I remember in Circus Magazine and Hit Parader and these magazines, there was a guy named Doug Marks. He had the metal method.
I'm in the UK, buddy. We didn't get Circus Magazine or.
Oh,
What?
really?
Oh.
I thought that was worldwide. Those magazines.
Yeah.
So
No shit.
only if you were sort of like, I wasn't that hip to go to say like a
I
magazine
gotcha.
shop that had import magazines or anything like that. So, but
one of my questions for you is like, what do you like? I consider one of the hardest guitar pieces to ever try to play has got to be in Crossroads, the movie. Steve Vai doing that Paganini, doing that whole thing, that Crossroads piece. And I watched a video of a guy literally, he even dubbed it the hardest guitar piece to ever play, and literally took him. Steve Vai practiced 16 hours straight for 3 months just to be able to perform that. That's how rigorous. And it did nothing but that for 16 hours. And he even played it fast. He got it faster so that by the time he got to do it in the movie, he was a little more relaxed with doing it. So he even had to work out it faster. And this guy tried to duplicate that for literally 3 months, and it took him that long. You spend like 10,000 hours on something, you're going to be good. So what would you think is like one of the hardest guitar pieces that probably you've ever tried to play, or maybe you wouldn't even want to attempt to play? It's like,
no, it's not my kind of passion with guitar was never to sort of be the swiftest and be the as many notes in a second and stuff like that.
Like Yngwie.
Yeah. But I do think that even though it's it's not a favorite band, it's not a favorite artist sort of thing, but I was blown away when I saw when Fleetwood Mac did the reunion show.
Yeah.
Dance, and Lindsey Buckingham did a version of Big Love.
Oh, that's really incredible.
And he's basically playing the lead line with his three fingers. He's playing the bass line over the top of the neck, but also using his thumb. And he's singing over the top of it. I mean, that I think would take
incredible.
I don't know how that's like rubbing your stomach and patting your head, but also
it really is.
I like that.
Tommy Emmanuel is like that too. You watch Tommy Emmanuel play; he is just as like probably the greatest guitar player living today. I mean,
he's awesome.
Honestly, even more than Yngwie or other guys. Like, there's just so much about Tommy Emmanuel that's full of musical power. That guy, and he's like 70.
Who the hell Tommy Emmanuel is?
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't until a couple of years ago, and I cannot remember what talk show he was on. I normally don't watch that shit. I think.
Are you familiar with him, David?
Break Room, I think. And
but again, it's that sort of thing of what I can watch that like I would watch an incredible athlete, right? And I just think, wow, I can't.
Yeah,
that's amazing. But it doesn't touch me, it doesn't move me, that sort of stuff. It's like sort of wow. It's the same with drummers, I mean, apart from Neil Peart, who was very musical. But
another guy that was just like up there, kind of like what you were saying with Lindsey Buckingham, Stanley Jordan. If you go back and look in 1984 or 85, if you're familiar with Stanley Jordan, he was a hit guy that played guitar like a piano. And he was black, and he played incredible. At the 1984 85, look it up on YouTube. He does a cover of Eleanor Rigby that is like beyond human comprehension the way he plays it. I mean, it's so. I wish I could pull it up. I don't know if you get copyright strike from it, but it is that incredible. Like I recommend anybody see. Just write in Stanley Jordan, Eleanor Rigby, and look for him in like the mid 80s. You'll see the Jazz Festival. And it's him by himself, and he's just playing guitar by himself doing Eleanor Rigby. I mean, unbelievable.
Cool.
Yeah. Well, anyway, let's get the guitar minute going. So we could do a drumming minute as well. We could call it DD's Rhythm Method. Why not?
Yeah.
Sure. See? All ideas.
Dead wax. No guy has ever liked Duran Duran. Yeah, but if you go to their gigs, it's just like walls.
I'm not going to lie to you.
Al Di Meola, yes.
I have really never heard. I know of the name. I know a lot of people's names, but getting to the music, I'm like so far behind in the curve. I maybe need to go and do a little homework.
John McLaughlin, are you familiar with him? John McLaughlin?
Yeah. Yes, because of Mahavishnu Orchestra.
Incredible.
I have four
Hal DeMille and John McLaughlin, and I forget there's a third guy that actually did a concert together, all acoustic. I mean, it's just like you blow your mind with like the amount of notes that comes out of these guys. Like literally, you can't even imagine that guitar could be played that fast. Really, it's like that unbelievable.
Guys, do I need to mirror my thing? That's backwards for me.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Wait, now show it again real quick. Let me see.
What?
No, it's correct.
Forward.
Oh, we can see it that way.
Correct.
Yeah, you're fine.
Oh no, we're thinking on Restream. The other one, Rachel's has that other one makes it automatically mirrored.
Yeah,
No,
yours is.
Yeah.
This looks backwards to me. You know, this looks backwards.
Okay, now I have actually seen that album. Is that what you're talking about?
Yes.
I got some. Someone gave me this one from the VLC.
How amazing is that record?
It's a good one. Yeah, it's not the original. It's a Impex reissue, but still plays good.
Yeah.
I like Al
Very
DeMille album.
Nick, how are you?
What's up, Nick?
I almost did it again. Oh,
What's up, William?
Oh,
What did you want? You did it almost again, Jen?
I
Jeez.
looked at it again, and that one would have been worse.
Mostly fusion stuff, not into the jazz.
I love fusion. The Dixie Dregs. I love the Dixie Dregs.
I love Fusion too.
You know what? That's a band. My God, I haven't heard that name in forever.
Cruise Control. That was like that was the theme for WWF All Star Wrestling and Championship Wrestling in the weekly shows. It would open with Cruise Control from Dixie Dregs.
Steve Morse is a hell of a guitar player, and I'm so glad that I got to see. As much as I wanted to see Richie Blackmore in Purple, I at least got to see Deep Purple in 2000. It was either 2004 or 2005, and Morse was on fire that night. He was, and I'm just like, wow, I'm glad I got to see him. And I mean, let's face it, Dixie Dregs, Kansas.
Yes.
He did 2 albums with Kansas. Most people forget that in the 80s. Yep. And then
Deep Purple
with Purple for forever. And I mean,
20 years at least, or 25 years.
Yeah. The first song I remember hearing with his guitar work, I know it's off of Perpendicular, Victim Mechanic. They used to play Victim Mechanic on the radio, and I'm like, what the hell is this? This sounds like Ian Gillan. This can't be. It's from the new, and I'm like, holy shit. So Deep Purple.
He's distinct, his guitar playing. He's just one of those iconic sounding guitar players.
I guess they just released Saturday Night in San Francisco last year.
Wow.
Hey, Nick, if you got time, unless you're working, come on up, sir. I've got some spaces.
Hey, Paul, I got a question for the
panel.
Just a random question, because in the background I'm multitasking. What I'm doing is I'm importing a bunch of CDs into iTunes so that, when I want to play CDs in the car, I can play CDs in the car without actually bringing the disc. And I want to ask the question: can iTunes importing system damage your disc as far as damaging the audio quality of it?
No.
As long as you have the settings turned all the way, it won't hurt the physical disc, but in terms of the files themselves, as long as you have the settings all the way up, it won't degrade any of the quality of what's on the disc.
But there's no way to degrade the quality of the disc. Like if I import a CD, right, and then I later go and play that
Every CD I own, I've done that with. So no, you'll be fine.
Yeah, okay. It's just going to be a digital rip right from the disc. It's literally copying the ones and zeros.
And reading it when you play it, it doesn't do anything to harm it.
Right.
She's trying to say, like, if you.
My only question was, if I import this CD and then I take it out of my computer and I put it in my CD player and I play it, and I notice something now sounds a little off about it.
No, it shouldn't be, unless you have something in your actual player that you're putting it in by your computer. Is maybe like dust or something that's scratching your disc. That's the only thing. I've seen people have something like a little, hangnail kind of thing in their tray, even like as it's spinning, some just scratched the CD. That could happen just from age of the player. Just getting old and stuff.
And there's another purpose why I'm doing this. I'm working on a little project that I teased in a live stream earlier, but I'm going through. I mean, Mela, it's no surprise who my favorite band is. I've talked about them here a lot of times, the Beach Boys. I mean, you've shown CDs of them, but they got all these compilations, right? That from like the 70s and 80s that are out of print. So I'm like, it's a little fun hobby. I'm gonna run through because something iTunes allows me to do is resequence any song into my own order. So I'm looking up the track listings for all these comps, getting high quality artwork from Google Images, and then like literally sourcing my CD versions of like those 2 for sets from the early 2000s to use as the audio files on there.
Okay.
But
the thing is, what Jen?
I know it's literally not going to be the same because it's not going to be 100% the same mixes. Well, look, am I in a mood to want to go and track down a copy on vinyl of all of these? No.
It just depends how much of a completist you want to be.
Yeah.
Well, I don't collect vinyl. I collect CDs anyways.
Right.
Let's see.
Some people want to be a completist. They want to have everything, and especially files or nothing. You can fit on a hard drive like 10,000, hours of music and stuff. Like.
Yeah, it depends. On the completist part. I mean, at least I guess on a music end, I get it. Let's see. I pulled a couple things. Only buy Ramones vinyl. There's your hint there. Why? Stop.
This is wild community.
Mason, do you prefer the original Brian Wilson mono mixes or those stereo remaster remixes?
Well, if I'm being honest, I don't know that I've even been able to hear the original Brian Wilson mono mixes because I don't know. Because I mean, yeah, those in like 2012 they issued a lot of the group's albums in a mono and stereo set. But here's the thing: were the mono mixes on those sourced from the original mono mixes, or are they a different mix?
See, there's the answer to your question on
If
that.
if anything, because if they are, then yes. Or like if any of the mono mixes that were used on like those 20 Good Vibrations greatest hits CDs from the late 90s used the original mono mixes, then I guess, yeah, I can say that I have heard them. And, it's very respectful to acknowledge that those are what Brian himself preferred. That was his preferred way of
message from mommy
mixes.
All right, who's doing that? It's not Richard because he's not up here.
Not. Who do you know that gets messages from mommy?
Yipes. Hello, mother.
It's all good. I just wanted to say hi to y'all.
Hi, from outer
I'm out at Beaver Shores collecting some more Beaver Shores stuff.
So you're in Beaver Shores. That explains it.
Yeah, I've been missing.
Let me take you down because I'm going to Beaver Shores.
Where there's lots of whores.
Hey, you better take that back, gigolo mother. Don't make me cuss here on this radio.
I'm a juggalo, ma'am. Get it right.
The whore. Juggalo. No, most of the whores left with the tornado. They were carried away with the tornado. Shoom.
Yes.
Yeah, so I just wanted to say hi.
That's my thing for Beaver Shores.
I love it. I love it, man.
And by the way, I have
totally
to
love
mention,
it.
I don't know who Deadlight is, but I do like your music, your appreciation here. He's been throwing down a lot of things, Cramps and all kinds of other fun people.
Facing to say hi. Hi. That's my friend.
Hi.
Okay, wait a minute. All right, who is this now here?
Hey, I'm
Can't see her. I see only a forehead.
None of your business. Ain't none of your
Wait a
damn business
minute.
who this is. She's
Why
in
does
my
she
car.
look
I know that.
familiar to me? Why does she look familiar to me?
She's a slut. Who knows?
Oh my God.
Pretty.
You know, you still owe
She
me a
is.
late
I've
birthday
known this
present.
girl.
Oh.
Yes. I've known this girl since she was 19 years old.
Long time ago. Yesterday.
My husband,
See what I
and
did there?
right yesterday. That's a compliment.
Yesterday.
My
That's
husband and her
impressive.
husband worked together at the chemical plant, and the first time we invited them over for dinner, I overheard her husband saying to my husband, "Your wife is not going to corrupt my wife, is she?" And James was like, "I cannot guarantee nothing." Nope, probably so. She will probably corrupt your
Wait a minute.
19-year-old wife.
So wait a minute. That's the one you were talking about when you told me that story before?
Yes.
That's too funny.
It is. It's too funny.
Massey bucks, huh? I think I'll burn the Massey bucks if I ever came across any.
But yeah, I've been out here and we're about to head home, and hopefully y'all will still be there, but we'll see you in a little while. Thanks, y'all.
Awesome.
Talk to you later.
Beaver Shores,
God bless you, babe.
Unless y'all want to ride down Highway 12 with me, and I don't think nobody wants to do that
I
ever
know
again.
Highway 12 isn't.
Never again.
We'll see you
y'all
maybe
later.
when you get
Hey,
home.
Beetle Babe, how you looking, girl?
All right.
God bless you, sweetie.
I seen saw your last cast, and well, you got it going on. I'm telling you what, you got it all together.
Oh, thank you.
If you happen to misplace something, let me know. I'm really good at finding lost things. So, Mwah. Love y'all.
Take care.
Yeah.
Live from Beaver Shore. Oh, how did I land up being? I remember now. All right, so you know what, guys? I appreciate all your patience, and I know it's Zeb saying so polite a psycho. I forgot what the hell I did. Unless you're being, I don't know if you're being serious or not. I can't remember. You know what? That would be great if they had Gigi Allen in their CD player, but I don't think she's an achy breaky heart kind of person. She actually likes 80s hair metal. I know that much, and she also thinks Bon Jovi's a talent hack. Zebby wanted to release the whole gig, but the unreleased tracks didn't quite match the release version, so he remastered all cheese from scratch. That's a pain in the ass. They scared away Mason. Well, no, he's still here. I lost my ass. Can you help me find it? No. You are hilarious, Randy. Ha 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 ha. All right. So, Mello, if I remember correctly, I think this band either came from New York or New Jersey, but these guys are doing a reunion tour. I really do like these guys, and I didn't know about them until MTV, but and for some reason they got a huge New Orleans following.
Oh, cool, Zebra.
Oh, I love them.
Yeah.
Tell Me What You Want is one of my favorites. I love.
Yes.
Who's Behind the Door? Who's Behind the Door is an incredible song.
If you've
incredible.
if you've never really heard the lyrics to Who's Behind the Door while you're listening to that, you should kind of do that because it's quite interesting. Some of it's still kind of well.
Oh, it's relevant to what's happening
Are they
today.
from New Orleans? It's either. I knew that it's either they were from New Orleans or Jersey. And New Orleans
I always
big
thought
fan base, or it was the other way around. I always get it damn confused.
I saw Zebra at Great Adventure in the amusement park.
Oh, wait a minute! You had a Marriott's Great Adventure back in the day. We did too.
We had Six Flags Great Adventure.
See, now ours is Six Flags.
And they have an amphitheater, and they had major acts all through the 80s and in the 90s every year. So the Beach Boys there every 4th of July, like 5 years in a row.
Wow, jeez. All right, so then talking about really cool covers, I just finally could actually get to my one case over there. I don't know who the artist is, but Starcastle had a couple really cool album covers. And if you don't know who Starcastle is, that's perfectly fine. I've brought them up once before. They're a 70s prog rock band, maybe light. Some have compared them a little bit to Yes, a little bit to some other ones along the time period. But Terry Luttrell, the original lead singer of REO Speedwagon, this is the band that he formed next after leaving in '72. So
Cool.
that's what, of course, what they look like in their 1977 glory. Look at all that. That one dude almost kind of looks a little Rick Wakeman-ish, doesn't he? Just with the long hair and all that.
Yeah, he does.
All right, and then let's see. I do have two different, metal type albums. This is another one that I got from the deceased grandson's garage sale. This is one that you really don't see too much, and being that this is Eternal Idol, okay, and with this one here, it's gold stamp promo for Once on the Front. But if you've never heard it, I mean, it is quite good. It's Tony Martin, of course, who I need to get that box set, but right away from The Shining, let's see, Shining and Glory Ride and Eternal Idol, Born to Lose, lots of good stuff here.
Hey, Paul, Nick's backstage.
Oh, good.
Private chat.
Okay, hang on.
Private chat.
Nick, how are you?
Hey, guys.
Thank you for catching that. Thank you.
How are you guys?
Hey, Nick.
Hello,
Nicky.
Paul.
And then the last one I'm going to show, and I have to apologize. I'm a liar because I didn't mean to be a liar. I just didn't realize I had it in the collection. So this other collection that I managed to get was out of a vintage stock a couple of years ago, where I got these things pretty much for like $2 a piece when I was all said and done with the freebies and everything else like that. But I do happen to have one Loudness album on Roadrunner.
Yeah.
So, have I listened to it? No. But I do have it, and I like how the back of it just basically says, and I don't understand this, but I know Hanover's in Germany, but there's like an address label, which I think is kind of funny. I don't really have an inner sleeve. It's just the Roadrunner label. So there you go. That was just a few out of the vault of Psycho. How you doing, Nick?
I'm all right. How's everyone here?
Good.
Well, I need to just say something, Nick.
What's going on, brother?
What's up? How are you, David?
I've been waiting for about 10 minutes to say, I'm just going to nip off.
I am so sorry that I yapped long.
I haven't seen you for ages. I just thought I'd pop up just, because I want to, I always like to make sure you're all right, Paul, and it's fun here. And I didn't know whether anyone was going to talk about today's RG show, but it was extraordinary.
What do you mean?
But
I'm out of the loop. Do I?
Yeah. It's probably best. But it was like I just wanted to come up because I didn't get to say, particularly to Jen, I'm really sorry you didn't get a chance to air your fucking grievances because it was,
I hope he's ballsy enough to come back up, and I can try it all over again.
Yeah,
and it's watch him run off like a little puss all over again.
It's really weird.
Wait a minute, Aaron.
When I first discovered, Rachel Ghost and stuff, I never knew there were vinyl podcasts and stuff. So I went looking for loads, and I remember hitting this one that was seemed to be like English people.
I like this. Here's a box that's coming out in 2025 of every Beatles song that was ever covered. It has 4,305 records on the box.
Wow.
See, that'll put the Harrison crate to shame.
Right.
That's almost as impressive as the fun house.
Who's got a echo?
Oh, you've got the Elvis slap back on.
There we go.
Okay, Jen had a phone call that she didn't take. That's how I know.
So anyway, I was just going to say I feel incredibly welcome here. I've always been welcome at Rachel's.
Love you, David.
I know there's characters up and down and all that sort of stuff, but like I say, when I first discovered that there was such a thing as vinyl podcast, I found this one that was an English one. I thought, cool, some bricks and stuff. And within seconds, I remember this Invisible Ray guy, and my first thought was, my first thought immediately before I knew anything was like, what a cunt.
I almost choked on the coffee.
Say it louder for the people in the back.
I carried on watching. I was just thinking, this guy is a waste of blood and air. You know,
No,
it really
I
is
wouldn't go
bad.
so far as hair.
And the irony that months ago he was like, and Beetle Babe can't come back to my channel until Lennon's birthday. And I'm like,
Yes.
What is going on?
But
Well,
it was
all right, so-
crazy. It was crazy. But I personally love pretty much everyone. Particularly.
Love you, David.
I've got my favorites. You know, Jen.
Jen is everybody's favorite.
Yeah,
Sub
exactly.
says Rachel's
exactly.
show earlier today.
But yeah, I've got to go and make a phone call, and then I'll probably catch a bit of.
Three of us were on Rachel's
Patreon. I think.
Yeah, well, like I said, I have an earpiece in, so I'm paying attention to both.
David, before you get off there, probably this weekend I'm going to message you. We'll communicate in Messenger to see when would be best in your super duper busy schedule to try to do an interview this month. Okay,
that'd be great. I'd love to. That'd be good to get.
All right.
Get
God bless you, David.
Take care. Be safe.
All right.
God bless.
All right.
Take care,
Good
everybody.
seeing you, Dave.
Awesome.
We need to have a chat, maybe. You know, just
we'll talk next time.
sometime soon, Nick. I miss you, dude.
Yeah, you too, man.
All right. Take
All
care,
right,
everybody.
have a good night, man.
Bye.
God bless, David.
Yeah, take care, David. Thank you. Pittsburgh, huh? Jeez, I've never been to Pittsburgh.
Neither.
Oh, get this though. I forgot to tell you. I know this isn't music related, but I think I found maybe my next mini trip. Maybe. I found out about this 2 days ago. It's in Arkansas. All right. So I asked some people, I said, where's Clarksville? Before anybody could come up with the last train comment.
That's the last train.
That. Yeah, that's the last where the last train is. Yes, man.
Okay, right.
Yeah. If I had $1 for everybody that did that to me, that didn't sound right. Yeah. Oh boy. Yeah, I don't want to end up like Vito on The Sopranos. If you people no, you know what happens to Vito in Sopranos. No, not Clarksville, Michigan. Clarksville, Arkansas. But so
the last train too.
The last train. That's another $1 in the Clarksville train fund. So I said train. Oh God. So the thing is,
you did.
Otherwise, no. Here comes the really bad. Oh God. See, I'm never going to get this story out, but here comes my bad comment. Last Paul Lynn. Oh look, it's the choo choo caboose.
Oh my God!
Imitation.
You do a great Paul Lynn. I will say that, Paul.
I love you, Paul Lynn, wherever you're up or down. I don't.
You really do a great Paul Lynn, man. I mean,
I couldn't tell if it was him or Liberace.
yeah, that's right up there too, right? They do have a similar voice when you think about it.
Now, see, Liberace would have been a little more. But see, it's almost like that. And hi, Marion. See, it's almost like
it's almost like Mr.
Liberace kind of just on a special episode of Happy Days. Liberace.
Yeah, right.
Hi, Mr.
As Mr. C.
Liberace, how you doing?
That's fine.
It's interchangeable. I'm dying. I'm almost crying just thinking about it. Okay, back to the story if I can remember it.
You need a ruby covered like candelabra next to you with some diamond encrusted piano.
Oh God! Just to have the candelabra. Oh my God! And put it right up in front.
Excuse me.
I'm dying, man. I'm dying. You know, I gotta confess though, okay, that Fred Arneson, with his Liberace impression in the Vincent Price special, where I don't really like James. Oh God, he's a creeper. He's an actor. James. He was in the Spider-Man movies as Harry Osborn.
I'd have to look it up.
Franco.
James Franco.
Yes.
Thank you. I don't like James Franco, but James Franco was James Dean in the scene, and he really actually did a really good James Dean part in there, being very moody. But Liberace is like, come on, James, why don't you come in here and stay down next day? And I'm just going, oh no. So the next thing, like towards the end of the whole thing, where Vincent Price goes, I'd like to thank I can't do it. It was like, I'd like to thank our guests. And he goes down the line, and he goes, where's James? and you just see from under the piano, his Liberace's like, oh, he's so good. And I'm like, oh my God. And even him as Vincent, he's like creepers or some shit like that. He always it's just like I know I've said this before, but Beetle Babe will appreciate this. That I like Kristen Wiig's Judy Garland. That one's just as good too.
Not as much as her Liza.
See, I'm gonna have to pull.
I haven't seen that. You know what?
Look
Fred
it
and
up.
I have been,
It trumps the Judy one.
Yeah, I know. Kristen Wiig
Liza
is.
Mello, I'm warming up.
Wait a minute, Mello. Hold on a minute before you do one because I gotta get this story out or I'm gonna forget.
Yeah, no, I'm just warming up in the background. Turn the mic off.
Okay, that's fine. I'm sorry. I wasn't yelling. Anyways, so Clarksville, November 2nd. Okay, they're going to have this is a different wrestling company, but there's going to be a fan fest before the wrestling match. And I'm like, and so from 2 to 6 o'clock in the afternoon is the WrestleFest. It's going to be both in the same building. I'm like, great. And so they're bringing in some old schoolers. Now, some of them I met in Jonesboro, but that'll be really cool. But then they added new ones like Tony Atlas. And I'm going, hey, Tony Atlas, I remember him. And Baby Doll, who, of course, was the valet for Tully Blanchard, Dusty Rhodes for a little bit, and the heel turn and all this other stuff. And there's a handful of other ones that was like, oh, wow, they're showing up. So it costs $40 for front row, and it's free admission into the WrestleFest. So either I'm going to go by myself or I'll try to find some sucker. Person to go.
Where is this? What venue? Or what type of venue?
It's like a sport complex in Clarksville, Arkansas. So I just think that would be neat, and then I'll probably try to make a weekend out of it and go see whatever resale shop antique shit there is in Clarksville and see if I can come across some decent records. So that may be a personal appearance. Second, now I'm not promising this, but I found out about something, and I happen to have the day off. Sunday, October 27th, Will Psycho possibly be making a personal appearance in Tulsa.
Oh,
really?
There is a free record show in Tulsa near downtown in a place called Shimura. Now, I already asked our Oklahoma Japanese friend, and it must, because I messaged him on this already, just out of curiosity, and he's like, oh no, that totally, because I think it's probably more of a newer place, but it actually they can have about 20 vendors, I guess, maybe 25 vendors, so it'll be a nice show.
Yeah.
Excuse. And he goes to me, he says, this is what Brian said, he goes, Paul, if you've got the time, because this place is open 7 days a week, I checked, I'm going to try, if I'm going to go on Sunday the 27th, I'm going to try to do a little field trip into the church studio, which of course was Leon Russell's studio.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
Yeah, they turned it into, it's still a working studio, but they also have a little museum part in there. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, so that hopefully, so if I do it, I said that I will let you guys know, anybody that's near Tulsa, hell, you can go see the crazy one. That's right.
I'm probably going to be selling at a show near me in December, but are there before I go getting rid of, like, because I would love to cut down like 1,000 records if I could. Is there like shit that people are looking for? like, are you looking for stuff, Paul, Jen, Dave? Keep your mouth shut. I know what you want.
See, right there, he gets David schools.
Will Mello.
I'm in the same boat as you. I'm trying to get rid of records. I want to sell off. Honestly, I could sell every record. I'd be happy.
Well, let's see.
Album I want.
Which one,
David?
Nick showed it on. You showed it on George's show. It's called Ballads or something.
Oh, I think I might have it right.
You showed it on George's show or something.
I have a best of Wes. This is an original
seen
Verve. And
What's
the oh, here's but that's what you're talking about, huh?
Showed that one once. Yeah, that one. You showed that one once.
I don't know what this is. If this is an original one, fuck no. I'm just gonna sell it.
No problem. No problem.
No, it's
What's the label look like?
It's a later impulse.
Yeah, if it says ABC on it, that might be second press.
Yeah, it does.
Music's still the same, though.
You can have this, dude. That's
music's still the same, though, Nick. Yeah,
what?
The music's still the same, even on second pressing.
Oh yeah, but you know what? This is something I've listened to maybe 6-7 times, and I'm just kind of done listening to it. I've been listening to this is a good one, and it's on the Vanguard label, which I thought that I didn't know this was a blues thing. I didn't know that they did blues.
Yeah, that's weird. Normally they're folk.
Yeah. Right. And Patrick got a like, I guess he ordered that what is the Stone Temple Pilots, you know, the big one with
Horror Purple.
Yeah. And he got a noisy one. So they sent him 2 new discs, but he kept the cover, and I don't have any more thick boxes because I was going to send him a bunch of records. I said, can you send me like a box to ship shit in it for? And he put the Stone Temple Pilots records in there. So nice. I'm going to be listening to these, but
Dusty says, I'm looking for some of the Love albums, Forever Changes, etc. Let me know if you have any for sale.
You know what, Dusty? You can take that up with Lisa, because Lisa and Nick Rudo got at pretty much all of my Love records.
Oh, Nick Rudo did it? Cool.
Yeah. I had there were all like real original ones of what the hell? One of them was called, I want to say it was called like El Chapo or something, but it was like a sticker on it for something. And
Capo, something Capo. I remember what you're talking about.
El Capo. Yes, that's it.
Yeah.
I think I sent that one to Lisa and or no, I sent Lisa. I don't know, some Mike Nesmith stuff, and
there you go.
And I think Forever Changes. Maybe that's the name of a Love album, right?
That's what I have.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. I know very little about them, and there's something about the way that you know how it starts off, and it's just so chromatic, like dunk 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 dunk, and I can't do that one. And I know Patrick, that's like one of his favorite albums.
Yeah, I mean, eventually I want to look for all those too. I mean, I'm very blessed to, like I said, to get that mono copy out of that book sale many, many years ago of that first album. I've played it. It's very nice and clean. But that's the only Love album I have. Now, so let's see. You brought up Nesmith. The only one I think I'm really still looking for, of course, which we brought up before, and I think Jen needs one too. The Prison. That's like I think that's like the only really 70s.
Right. I was going to say my MP3 copy. I forgot about that till you mentioned it. I'm making a note right now.
It's okay. I know you're busy though.
Yeah, Lisa got like all my Monkeys and Nesmith stuff. So
what did you have for Monkeys? I know I'm going to cry.
I don't remember.
Good answer. That's a fine answer.
Ask Lisa.
The Monkeys are pretty common.
I had the 3 Nesmith. Like there was a red, white, and a blue.
Great albums.
Oh yeah, there was his solo
First
album.
National Band. Yep.
She needed she was looking for the second one, and I had just bought a collection that had a whole bunch of Nesmith Monkeys stuff in it. I never really cared about them, so you got to send it over to somebody who does.
Yeah, and I'm trying to think. I mean, there's maybe a couple Beatles, maybe, and I'm still looking of all things. I'm still looking for. They did do one version of vinyl, but I know it's not a great album. But The Day After Day, Badfinger, 1974, live at the Agora in Cleveland.
What's on the cover?
It's. I wish I had the damn CD. I don't even have that anymore. But that's like the only Badfinger vinyl I think I don't have. I've got all the rest of that. I am looking for the Ivies though. Maybe tomorrow. If you've got that, I don't know how much you want, but
I don't know. And actually, when I bought this collection of probably, I don't know, like a little over 3,000 records, and the dude only wanted $500. I couldn't get there fast enough.
Sure.
And I gave them, and I just started filling up my, I drive a Volvo wagon, so I have room for, speaker cabs and records. Yeah. The records, man, they're so damn heavy. The back of the car was basically like, I mean, every little bump was like,
yeah. That's always scared the hell out of me when it comes to that.
Right. You think something's gonna, especially on the highway, fuck that. And I couldn't pick up, like, there's still like another 600 or 700 that a friend of mine went, and they're at his house. I haven't even gone through them yet. Oh, but you know what he did find? In there is a Les Paul record that it was signed by Les Paul.
Ooh, see, Wyoming will want that.
Oh, well, no, those I only like Les Pauls. I've gotten rid of my guitars except for my 2 Les Pauls, my Telly, and an acoustic. My Les Pauls don't go anywhere.
That's pretty cool to be able to find. Listen, I'm trying to think, what was the last thing I tripped on for signed vinyl? All right, I remember now. I picked this up, maybe a thing. I don't have it on me. I showed it, though, about a week or two ago. Of all people, Boxcar Willie. I found a signed Boxcar Willie album. And then before that, see, this is how I knew who made appearances down here. Because I did look it up, and he did make an appearance, and so did Wanda Jackson. Good old one of the queens of rockabilly when she was a Christian, though.
Yeah.
See, and here's the thing: she signs her albums on the back. So I always any Wanda that I ever came across, I'm like, I've got like 2 or 3 different signed Wandas, which are like 50 cents, $1. I'm like, okay, but in that metal, like where the loudness that I just showed, I found and like this was all stuck in this box, and I'm like, what the hell? And I'll have to show that when I can find it again. But it was a signed band signed album flat for Y&T of all people. And like the whole, and 3/4 of them are dead. And I'm just like, holy shit, to just even find this.
Yeah.
So you just never know.
You know what was one of the records was that I actually I sold this one was a Best of the Monkees. Like the dude that I bought the collection from was like involved in the music business somehow, and I guess a good friend of his was is Andy Partridge from XTC. Wow. So I ended up like with an automatic full XTC catalog, and the Dukes of the Stratosphere too, and one of them is made out to Kathleen, Andy Partridge. So I just got to find some girl named Kathleen, marry her, and then I can keep the record. So,
there you go.
That's all I got to do. Oh, I've got a Randy showed me a rec. I think I want to say it was called like Heavy Heads or something. And he there's a volume 1 and 2, and he showed me the one I didn't have, but the artwork was, I knew it was the same one. I didn't know there was another one, but I got them both because of Randy.
Cool. Awesome.
Speaking of,
there he is.
Hi, Randy.
What's up, Randy?
What's up, man?
I know, Randy, you showed
Hello,
the comp that he's
puppet.
talking about. I remember that Heavy Heads comp. That sounded
Yeah,
really
Heavy
good.
Heads was wasn't that Blues?
Heavy.
Hold on, Randy.
Yeah. I think it was Blues. Yeah.
Blues. Yeah, Blues.
It's a good. It's not like well-known artists though.
Yeah.
I don't think, but I mean that's almost what makes it good is that a lot of these people probably just put out a 45, and it ends up on a comp.
Hey, I haven't
somewhere.
showed you guys. I got to show you guys what my buddy does. His wife does estate sales.
Yeah.
And I told him, I said, hey, if you ever come across records,
Yeah.
So we finally.
I say that about comic books.
Yeah. So a couple weeks ago, he finally called me up, and I went over there on a Saturday. But check just the Japanese. I'll show you the Japanese.
Oh, this is the one, the like $100, the $3 Japanese press. You son of a bitch, man! But you know what? We all find deals every once in a while. They come to you. I found a Best of the Monkeys signed by Peter Tork at Salvation Army like years ago, and
that's cool.
That's cool.
Before I knew like that, you know, there were pretty diehard Monkeys fans like Paul and Lisa. I put it up on eBay, and I don't remember what it went for. It was around that time before records exploded and prices went just stupid. Last thing, yeah. What do you got?
So here's a Jay Giles.
Oh, Jay Giles. Nice.
Cool.
But look at
Monkeys.
These things. You know, the guy probably, I think he was stationed, is what the story got, stationed over in Japan, and he bought them back in the. These are like mid to late 70s presses, you know. But anyway, these things are. He probably played them one time, if that, and then.
They sound pretty good.
And Japanese vinyl's so quiet.
And they all have the OBI with them, you know. But anyway, I got to show these because there's a lot of them. Pink Floyd, Metal.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
I love that album.
Nice.
A lot of these are gatefolds, so.
I love that record. That's one of my favorite Pink Floyd records.
Magic Dick, the harmonica player for Jay Giles, used to have his amps fixed at the shop I work at, and then Jay Giles has to go and die. And
yeah. Uriah Heep live, another
good band.
I've never seen that cover actually.
And then there's some Bowie.
Oh, nice. Yeah. I don't think the Japanese never got the dog dick cover, did they?
I don't know. There's so many different Japanese pressings, you know.
Yeah. Oh, Station to Station. That's a good one. Yeah. Ziggy Stardust.
Lad Insane.
Yeah, that's a wreck. I need a copy of that. I gotta get one.
Stones.
God, they look so clean, and the Obies
are. I'm telling you, this is the cleanest stuff I've ever come across. You know, no pun intended. Grand Funk, Survival.
Oh yeah, I got that one.
Yes.
Yeah, it has Your Move on it, and that Yes album.
Jeff Beck, Rough and Ready. One of my favorite albums right here.
To get here.
When you were gone.
Jan Hammer.
Oh, Jan Hammer. That album I like to find some.
I like Jan.
Wired.
Cool.
Yeah, that's a classic. You can't get more classic than that.
Blow by Blow.
Yeah, I have the newer one of that.
This is the only one.
Blow by Blow is amazing.
Yeah, this is the only one without the OBI on it. I got one more stack here.
Did you yell at the guy for not having the OB with it?
Yeah.
I hope. It only paid
$2, wall, man. Where the hell is it?
Yeah, I give you $2 for this one.
And then the Who Sell Out.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hang on a minute. I apologize. I had to take care of something.
We can see him. That's okay.
Odds and Sides.
Nice.
Look at that. Oh, man.
Love it.
Quick one.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez, Randy.
Like now you've hit my wheelhouse. All right.
He's just showing off.
Morrison Hotel.
Nice. I love all these.
Mott the Hoople.
There you go.
That's good. Yeah.
Quite the
Ian
collection
Hunter.
there, man.
Sorry, Jen.
John
Yeah,
Mayall.
I love that one. I
I
had an
you
extra
know,
One of
copy
the
of that. I
best.
think I sent it to Aaron. Got that one.
Oh, the,
Yeah,
Oh,
thank you. Thank you
I
for covering that up, please. Thank you.
when I was a kid and would see that cover, I didn't think twice about it until somebody makes a big deal out of it.
Derek and the Dominoes.
Oh,
Nice.
okay.
Live. Faces.
Oh, I love that record.
I like that title.
Creedence.
Yeah, it's a
Well,
classic.
there you go.
Creedence.
Oh, wow.
Jeez.
And then Emerson, Lake and Palmer.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that one.
Oh,
Wow.
no.
No man nip.
And then the last two are the band.
Oh, man, that's a good album.
Such
That's
a
good one.
good record.
Yes.
I have that
Yeah,
one.
Oh, the band. Yeah.
$3 a piece is what they were.
Damn, Randy. What a steal.
Now, how many did you get?
30 Japanese, and then I got about 40. I'll show you some more of these other ones.
So
Oh, sure.
30 Japanese mint records for under $100.
And check this out. He had a stack of Beatle records there, but he took all those for himself. And then before he did this sale, the guy that was selling the records, his nephew picked out 2 crates of records, and it was all the Zeppelin stuff.
Oh,
and
fun.
so he told him, he says, "Hey, you got to come and get these records. I'm having a sale. I want this stuff gone." He goes, "Just send them to me. I'll pay He goes, "I'm not sending them. You got to get them. If you want them, come and get them." And then the guy got on a plane and came out and got them.
But what was one of those crates was just RLs, like like 100 RLs.
But they're like I said, the other stack of the Beatles stuff, there was a lot of the old stuff that he had.
Did you get to see what was in the Beatles stuff? Was it
there
UK or
was a
US
lot
stuff?
of Japanese. Yeah, it was all US. There was one UK, but I think it was like a later pressing, So,
wow.
But it was pretty cool. He just wouldn't let it go.
Yeah, it's so good. It's the type of shit like that because don't you ever get the feeling like, damn, records are getting a little bit boring, and then shit like this comes along.
Yeah, well, I never get scores like this. Like I said, he worked. He's a tile guy on one of the builders I worked for, and we hooked up because he was showing me some of the shit he finds at these estate sales, because he gets first dibs, on all the good stuff. And I told him, I said, I collect records. Well, if I find any, So I'll be right back. I gotta run in the other room for a minute.
Okay.
Bring another stack of records.
I will.
Oh yeah, I love this. See, this is why we do this.
Right.
This is why. And I know some people out there. Well, is it glorified show and tell? Yes, but we're learning things too. What the hell?
You okay?
We're all
Nick?
right. We're all right.
Nick?
Okay.
What the hell, Nick?
He's
what
falling
happened?
and can't get up.
Okay.
What happened?
The iPad fell over.
Oh, jeez.
Or
For a minute,
I fell over, but my whole room fucking fell over.
Jeez.
That's how I'm starting to get around this house, believe it or not. And I kind of told my son, I said, I know a lot of my stuff's in the way. Hang on. And so, what you got?
I found this one at a
Oh, I like that cover.
Yeah.
Well, it's a mono too. It's just too bad about the bot. Oh, I'm sorry. There, I guess I could read it.
Is the record good?
Yeah, I just played all the way through. They took good care of it. It's the original mainstream.
Oh, nice.
Otherwise, I don't really not sure if I like Janis Joplin that much, but this album's not too bad.
See, and the funny part about it is, truthfully, is that mainstream, at least when they started, was a jazz label, not a psych rock label, and Big Brother was the only one out of that mainstream lineup that made money.
Psych albums, yeah. This Jeff Beck album at Thrift Store.
Classic.
Oh, nice. What? How's the record on that one?
Plays great. Big ringwear, I know, but oh well. Here's Jeff.
Dave, let's do it. Let's make a trade. I'll put together a little. Hey, GD, what's up? I'll put together a stack of jazz records, and you just got to bring me the Runaways. I'm kidding, Dave. I know that makes you very nervous when I say it.
I haven't listened to this one yet.
Well, there you go.
Psych Progressive.
Nice.
Yeah, I want to get that one. I have a couple of the other ones. I don't have that one. That's a good one.
It's original two-tone Rip whatever.
Some bones in that, Mellow?
Sorry.
Some good shit.
Oh, yeah,
I'm getting ready for my song.
Well, it might be a little bit because we got, let's see, after Dave shows vinyl, Randy's got some more he's going to show us, and then we'll do the song.
You can go to Randy. I'm done.
Oh, okay.
Mellow, what are the chords? I'll go get my acoustic.
All right.
I'll tell you when I get up.
No, I'm kidding. I don't.
Well, there was a lot. Hold on. Keep opening up my door. There was a lot upstairs too. I think it was his mom's stuff, but it was all.
Hey, Randy, do you got a count of how many records you have?
In my hand, probably.
No, I meant like your collection. What would you guesstimate? Like, you have like around. I mean, I have about 4,000 to 5,000 records myself.
Yeah, me too.
I've got about that of each 45s in.
You guys have more.
Wow, yeah, right. Those are all 45s behind you. That's amazing. You have the
Too
best
many,
45
though.
collection.
I would love a collection about 1,000. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, you know what though? Put all those records like together. You're gonna quote get rid of, and then you'll take it out and you'll put it in the get rid of pile, and then you think, I want to hear this one song.
I know, and it's happened to me.
Yeah.
I've done that before where I've got rid of, I've sold a bunch off, and then somebody shows a record, and I'm like, I got that. I'm gonna listen to that tonight. Where the fuck,
Can you guess who has the greatest record collection in the world? Who has the greatest collection in the world? Does anybody know? I do. I know who it is.
Of course you do.
I think Randy has one of them.
No, the biggest record collector in the world is Elton John. He has over 1 million records.
That surprised me.
Rollins is a pretty.
I was gonna say
collector
Rollins.
too, yeah.
You know that? What's that guy? The drummer in Roots, the band Roots. That wears the.
Yeah.
His is incredible.
Quest.
Yeah. His is incredible. He was on TV. They showed that, and then
I just know that they showed an expose on Elton John's collection. He has it in a vault, literally over 1 million records. It might be 2 million records. I mean, it's like even like regional demos. He has like everything. He's like in the Guinness World Records, I think.
There was a guy, you probably seen it on YouTube. That guy that had supposedly had the biggest collection in the world, and he wouldn't sell off pieces. He wanted to sell it as a whole. So that's kind of a problem.
Yeah.
Because people that equal.
Yeah, but I guess in that collection he had old Sun 45 or 10-inch.
But the thing is, people want to cherry pick and then be left, and then what is he going to be able to how the whole selling point is to get those cherry picking things.
I'll tell you a good story. There's a record store uptown here called PJ's Records, and the two owners, they were around 60. One's like a deadhead dude, and the other guy's like into jazz and rock, but he's a big jazz guy. He does a local radio show here. And anyway, he said he was thinking one day, and he's like, I'm coming up on 60, and I got it. And he lived in an apartment. So if he had to get out of this apartment, he'd have to move all this stuff. But he had like double what I got. He probably had like 10,000 LPs. And
wow.
Anyway, so he started he would bring a crate in every week. And I spent a lot of money when he was bringing that stuff in. He had original. That's when I got those original Stooges records and Chocolate Watch Band. But he was bringing this stuff in that was just great. I mean, it was so cool to go in there every week and look through it. And then he was getting rid of. He said the way he did it is he got rid of everything that he didn't listen to anymore, or he didn't care, you know.
Yeah.
That way, at the end, he was stuck with the stuff he liked, you know. It was
Yeah.
hard. That's the stuff it's hard to part with, you know. You probably die with it.
Right. I gotta tell you, Randy, man, I love those Lane Staley glasses you got on.
Yeah.
It's like Lane Staley and Kurt Cobain wore them too.
Yeah, get over to my merch.com and I got them for sale. They say dead wax.
Oh, really?
No.
Oh, wow.
No.
You know what?
You should do them, man. Why not?
Speaking of merch,
I do. I want a pair like that. I do want a pair.
I do have a couple
sent me
pairs. They're
some
not.
merch.
They're cool, man.
I got
sent you merch.
Yeah, I got that shirt actually from him.
Oh, cool.
I know. I gotta get it. I gotta. People keep asking me to make a shirt or something. I gotta figure out how to do that.
Stickers.
So anyway, here's the one I found upstairs. Hank Williams.
Nice.
It's pretty much everything you need on MGM.
That
This
looks
is
like a
60s.
K-Tel like something.
Yeah, it does, and it's a double record, and there's no gatefold, so they're both in there.
Yeah, I hate that.
It's one of those what's it say? Special products. You know those, right?
Yeah, yeah. What year is that from?
I think it's 67 or something like that.
Okay.
68.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, Grateful Dead.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
nice.
That's a good one.
OG that much.
Yeah, you don't see that too
now
often.
these, it's weird because some of these have not bad water damage, but they have these. Some of them have bubbled covers. You can see right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But not all of them. Like this one's a clean one. Wheels of Fire. This is a later press.
Yeah, I just showed that. I love that.
Nice.
Finding that one without ringwear is impossible.
ZZ
Oh,
Top.
nice. That's
Yeah.
a great one.
Oh man, that is an influential record to me.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, that's
I
a
didn't like
classic
it,
of all time.
Randy.
I know, but I could sell these.
Oh, I love
easily.
that record. I love that
what,
record.
Randy?
Yeah.
Somebody gave me $125 for an original near mint rumors.
Yeah,
and
I
how
know.
many did they
How
make?
about it?
Like 2 million.
Millions.
Literally.
Enough for
Yeah, well,
everybody to
yeah,
have two in the world.
People want to play in people want to play in frisbee with it though. You know, like
I had that a long, long time ago.
yeah, that's a good one.
That's
You know,
Beckola and Truth.
as much as you see how many rumors are, a lot of them are scratched up because the kids would play with on their parents. Without the parents knowing, they would play with. Oh, I love one of my favorite Steely Dan right there, the Royal Scam. Oh, another one. Can't
Now,
Buy a
here's the
Thrill.
thing.
Love that one.
I have all the Steely Dan on Japanese in the closet, but
condolences,
Yeah.
Randy.
Yeah. Oh man, I love Steely Dan.
Katie Ladd.
One of my favorites, man.
Now, this
Asia
must
is
be-
again.
This must be a
great
promo
record.
because it's got, you can see that gold
Yep.
stamp right there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it is.
I don't
Yeah,
know
it
if
is.
it's, it doesn't say anything.
It's probably a
about-
DJ copy.
There's
Yeah.
different kind of promo. Some are just stamped
And
on.
it's a later. These are like late 70s, early 80s pressing.
Yeah.
Traffic.
Okay.
Yeah, nice one, man. You got some great ones there, brother.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh, man, Russ Never Sleeps.
That's getting really hard to find. The
To hit-
Russ Never Sleeps.
to hit all these.
Yeah,
like,
you
the
got
guy
blast.
had good taste. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh,
there you
look
go.
look
Great.
at the covers on those.
Stones, yeah.
Yeah,
This one's
they're
this
all
one's
in
got a
great shape
little.
too.
This one's got a little damage.
Yeah. It reminds me, honestly, just of a couple months ago, somebody left 120 records in my front lawn that were all in shrink wrap and everything. I was like, who left? Turned out to be a friend of mine that just didn't want them no more. But
Wow.
just imagine walking out your door and finding 120 albums just there. Hello.
Well, that's why it's always good to get the word out that you collect them. You know.
Yeah.
Right. They come to you like it just
Is
falls
there
in
a
your lap.
There's a zipper on.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
Zip.
Nice. Yeah, you got great.
Yeah, I
great
look behind it. I look behind it.
Yeah.
All right, I got one more little stack, and that's it.
You could do this for the next 3 hours, and we'd be
Yeah, no
entertained.
kidding.
Yeah, right. Who doesn't love good records?
Right.
That's why I picked the covers, the ones that I did, because I mean the covers are like half the selling point of some of these records.
See, you had the visit from the still sealed shrink wrap vinyl fairy.
Yeah.
Dropped off about all about those.
What records were
What's up,
there,
DD?
Like good records or a bunch of polka shit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Oh yeah, and this was one of those upstairs. I had to get this. I just love the cover.
Yeah.
That is.
I love art covers that are real drawn and stuff. It's beautiful.
Dr. Murray band.
I love that. How to live with yourself, or what to do until the psychiatrist goes. This is a weird Beatles or Beach Boys comp. It's on Pickwick.
Pickwick, that's a budget label, yeah.
Yeah, and it's got the Farmer's Daughter, 10 Little Indians, Miserlou. They're all
Miserlou.
Show that again real quick.
Zeppelin.
Oh, Into the Outdoor. I love that record.
Okay, that's weird because it's using the 2020 album cover.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a little bit. It's just a cheap comp, and there's a little bit of everything on it.
Figured that would get Mason's attention.
He didn't take this one. That guy must have taken this one.
I'm listening. I'm just like multitasking.
That's my favorite. That is my favorite Zeppelin. I love that even more than 4 or all of them.
Alice Cooper, yeah.
I wonder how the Zeppelin fans have all the versions of that cover. Is that an original?
No.
See, I actually have a Sounds of the South label.
Sounds of the South. I heard those are hard.
This is a later.
Let me see.
Still a great record, though.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Well, there you go. Cool. Live.
I used to have that record.
Here's more Who.
Nice.
Nice. Love the Who.
Quadrophenia.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Santana.
Oh.
And then the last, 2 more. First Santana. And then
I'm winning.
Yeah.
That's it.
I'm winning.
Well, thank you for showing all that. My God, you got all of us envied and some of us drooling and
no doubt.
That's like all those videos I used to watch way back in the early days of the VC when people would have those scores, and I'm like, man, this shit never happens to me. You know?
Surprise.
You ready for the song?
That was a big stack.
Yes, it's nice stuff, Randy. And okay, so let's see what you're cranking today.
All right, this is the one. I kind of wanted to do this at Rachel's before because this one kind of fit with everything that went today. Because again, it was such an epic show, but this would kind of fit the mood.
Hey, Dan.
We can work it out. This whole damn thing work out. Little love, we can lay it down. Can you feel it down? There is no end to what we can do together. There is no end. There is no end. There is no end. The wind is back on inclement weather, and we can do it just to me and you. In the little luck, we can clear it up. We can bring it in for a landing. With a little luck, we can turn it on. We can be understanding. There is no end to what we can do together. There is no end, there is no end, there is no end. The sun is back on inclement weather, and we can do it just to me and you. With a little luck, we can let it on. We can shake it out. We can come and explode it. With a little luck, with a little luck, with a little luck, a little luck, a little luck, with a little luck, with a little luck, with a little luck, a little luck, a little luck. With a little love, we can shake it out. We feel it coming in time. With a little love, we can feel it coming, exploding.
Yeah.
Nice.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I know.
I love that song. It would have fit today too.
I thought your neck veins were gonna burst out on that note, man.
Yeah, I know, right? Had to muster that one.
And on that note,
Note.
show episode 800 comes to a close. We've done 800 Psycho Splatters.
Really?
13 and a half years. 800.
Wow.
And I know, well, it should have been more, but that's okay. Beggars can't be choosers.
800, dude.
Yeah, 800.
That's a lot. I think that's a lot.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking, you know, if you go back 13 years ago, you know, it like the original Psycho Splatters that I used to do was Psycho Splatters and a CD. I did that for like about 20 episodes, and I'm like, fuck the CD part. We'll show it whenever I want to. But and then you have the Etc. show, which if you're into the, I was trying to be funny on current events and shit, and I'd go to different places, and then a lot of concert clips. I did film things, some good, some not so good. The Monkeys audio's great, but it's shaky. And but these are the things here. These live streams we've been doing, you know, whether it's, you know, myself or with the whole gang here, I have learned to appreciate, and I mean that. Not normally appreciate is a Walmart word that gets abused a lot. Yeah, it does. And I hate that word. When I'm in Walmart, I fucking hate that word. But outside of Walmart, I really do appreciate. I'm very thankful for everyone that watches, everyone that happens to be, you know, on this panel. Everyone has something.
I love being here, Paul.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
And this is a learning experience. You know, I mean, take a look here for 2 seconds at everybody here and out there. Everyone has got something to bring to the table every show that we have got. And you know what? This is, I've said it before, I'll say it again. Record collecting and collecting music is a never-ending hobby. But it's one that you can't really ever say you're ever going to be bored with exactly, because there's always something to find.
Right.
And unfortunately, when we pass away, some of those family, I already threatened them. I'm coming back to kick my kids' asses if they try to go and put this shit for 25 cents in a garage sale. They're going to get it. But so the thing
What about
is,
all the gear too, man?
Yeah, no kidding. I mean, you guys have got more gear than I do. I mean, basically, I know you can't, you know, but I mean, this I know it's very messy, but that's my gear, okay, and
Cool.
that's all I've got, you know, and I am just a basic dude. But as we've gone off and we've said, we try not to. When I started this damn channel, all I wanted to do was what I call edumacate and entertain. Edumacate.
Right.
And I don't take myself seriously. Why the fuck should I? And you guys maybe shouldn't either. And so the thing is, we hang out here. I said this before, and I remember telling this to Jessica before she died. I said, if you know, everybody's got lottery dreams, okay, what the hell they want to do. And I said, if I ever came into a shit ton of money, and I know some people are going to go, well, not in 2024 are you going to make it. Well, maybe I don't want to. I don't know. But I always wanted to have a small brick and mortar record store. And it would, and believe it or not, once again, it'd be called Psycho Splatters. But here's the other thing, right? Jess, when she was alive, she wanted to have a little corner coffee thing going where people could go and buy coffee or Danish and shit. And I'd have
just don't let them bring the
chairs.
coffee in the store.
Yeah, well, yeah, not near the records. But the point is that back when our grandparents and our parents, a lot of us lived in small towns, or screw it, even if you didn't have small towns, what was mainly the communal place that everybody would hang at? Either the diner or the barber shop. I wanted to be that for the 2020s, where everybody was welcomed and everybody could sit and chit chat about music or whatever the hell they wanted to. This here is the virtual barber shop. Okay, and this is, and I just love having you people on. And I have looked into other things other than StreamYard, and I'm not really satisfied. So I hate to say the StreamYard, for the moment you got me by the balls. I really don't appreciate that. I don't appreciate it, but somehow I'll come up with the extra so we can keep doing this all the time. And so I know I'm
That's
being
what Joe Mayo said too. He's sticking with StreamYard as well.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I see RG and the restream issue she gets time to time. I'm just like, no, I don't think so. But
she got rid of StreamYard, and that's
she says she's on Restream. Before I forget in here, Kimba says, Sean, I had records all over the floor. I offered to move them, but they worked around it. You should see my buddy Doug, aka Vinyl Grotto. We've talked about him. Nick at Night, hiding in the dark. I see you. Anyway, so I know I'm being long-winded here, ladies and gentlemen, but hopefully, anybody got a coffee or a booze or whatever, raise your glasses, ladies and gentlemen, to hopefully another 800 of these fuckers, because I'm not going.
800 more.
Here's my upfront. I'm not going anywhere till God takes me. So you people out there, you haters, come on. I eat the hate for dessert.
No one hates you.
Yeah.
You're
No. It's okay. Hey, listen.
Okay, I'm not.
This isn't a popular. Nick, I love you. I love these people here, and I'm being serious. This was never a popularity contest. Okay, that's junior high bullshit. I'm saying that the ones that like to talk behind my back, I wish if you're going to talk in front of me, so I know who the hell I'm looking at. But what I'm saying is that I don't care about that shit, and I'm never going to. So here's to another 800 of these damn episodes, unless the good Lord takes me, and then it'll either be heaven or hell edition of Psycho's Platters, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody, take care. God bless. We're going to shoot for. I'm sorry, I lied. Quick commercial. So I know. I'm sorry. And Toby Tobin, she is over there. She has refused to be social. Like Randy's got a wonderful cat. I saw that. Yeah. Now you turn your head because I'm talking about you little big puss. So, but the commercial here is I did put up a new jukebox from hell. It is the next round trip. I put it away, so I can't show you that. The next one we're going to do, I've been alternating between albums and CDs. We're going to be talking about this. Yes, and if you
I remember that record.
This RTZ,
I remember that record. Yep.
Yes, will be next week. Jukebox from Hell. We will be doing a show Saturday. I just don't know when yet. Okie dokie. But so everybody, I mean it. Thank you for being here. And
God bless everyone.
I love you guys.
Paul. Thanks, Paul.
Yeah, I love you guys.
Thank you, Paul.